Welcome to Let's Get Podcast, episode 23. It's going to be Niju-san in Japanese or 23 in Espanol. My girlfriend and I would go to 3 margaritas, and she always swore that it was tres margaritas, and I thought it was 3 margaritas, because I'm like, it's got the number 3. It has to be 3. Can't be tres. Well, hold on, though. I went in there, and I checked the Wi-Fi on my phone, and it said THREE, and I showed her, so I won.
Oh, really?
3 margaritas.
Some of the locations have menus that have it spelled out in Spanish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Shit, I'm terrible. Yeah. All right, anyway, let's move on immediately. So let's just introduce ourselves. My name's Eric. I'm the host of the podcast, and to my left, sitting really close with unbuttoned and unzipped pants.
That's right.
That's right?
I am he of little pants.
A.K.A. Andrew, who never wants to say his name, no matter how hard I try. Followed by Laughing Devo Banjo of GamingWithScissors.com. All right, that was him. Laughs with sarcasm, we'll call him. And then we've got Johnny Ketchum of AgentsOfGeek.com.
Yellow.
Jello. All right.
Yellow.
So, as we always do, it's important to talk immediately about what we're drinking. That way you know why we're so weird. Do you have bottle opener? Shit.
No, I don't know. My key's in my pocket.
That's going to be Ay de la Chingao. Oh, hey, thank you. Jen's going to be nice enough to
My wonderful wife is going to go get us a bottle opener.
Nice, thank you.
Should have had Andrew get it so his pants fall down.
No.
Yeah.
I want to sit here so my pants stay on.
Hey, Andrew, could you go get it? No reason in particular.
And then pick up that pencil.
I don't think it's down here anymore.
I am talking about my dick.
Oh.
Because I needed it upstairs.
I'm just kidding. It's not that thick.
Oh.
Yeah. All right.
We do?
So they're having a conversation about the opener.
Bottle opener.
The bottle opener.
Okay.
Bottle opener. It's important. You need it to open the beer. So let's talk about what beer we got, okay? So first, what we have is New Belgium.
Fucking wow.
Okay, fucking I don't know. Transatlantic Creek. I don't know. Kriek, 2015. It's of their Lips of Faith series, which is always delicious. I had this really good one last weekend with Brandon, my coworker, Brandon. It was like a spicy mole chocolate something, or it was really good. So yeah, we got that in case you didn't hear. New Belgium, Transatlantic Creek, 2015, Lips of Faith series, and it is a what? It is a wood-aged sour cherry ale. Yes, that's correct. It is a beer, as Johnny Devo Banjo. Also got Rogue Sriracha Hot Stout Beer, which it looks exactly like the Sriracha bottle. It's freaking awesome. I guess that's why it says don't shake on it. And then I got Stone IPA, the Cali Belgie. Is that right? Belgie? Looks like Belgium, but it's just short. Belgie. Mm-hmm. Whatever. You want to correct me on that?
I don't know.
We don't know how to pronounce it. And then I also got Morimoto Black Obi Soba Ale. So what is the common thing here?
Remember when I told you to get beers from good breweries?
What a dick. Well, I wanted to try.
Because the last time you bought this shit, it was shit.
Was it shit?
Yes.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
You're like, oh, it's Japanese, so it's probably good. But no, it doesn't make it good.
So what's the common trend here? Because we're talking about Zelda tonight. And, of course, Zelda is all about drinking beer. It's a discovery. So we're just going to discover some new beers.
These are all beers we haven't tried. Except I've actually had the Stone ones.
Discovery beer. All right, well, don't tell them that. They don't need to know that.
Oh, and I've had this one before.
Son of a bitch.
In the sense that all their beers probably taste the same, which is ass.
Aww.
Oh, that's ass beer.
So that's what we're drinking. What kind of Zeldie flavored water are you drinking there, Devo Banjo?
I'm drinking the Zora River water.
That's good. Very good.
Did you find a flavor of water you've never had before?
Yeah, Zora River water.
It's a little yellow.
It tastes like Zora peas. Cool. What are you drinking, Johnny? Catch them.
I am having an Anchor, I guess it's a winter ale. But, yeah, I got it because of Zelda and Wind Waker.
Have you ever had it before?
Not the winter ale.
Nice.
Not this
So
winter.
You, too, are trying a beer you've never had.
That's a combo right there. It's a combo breaker. That's what it is. Did you get anything else while you were there?
No, I just got this. I was going to get another kind of themed beer, but pretty much when it comes to California breweries, all the themes are sailing.
Although,
Sailing.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's just like, yeah, all right, I'll just stick with this.
what happened was you didn't have enough rupees to buy the rest of it, isn't it?
Oh.
That's a Zelda
that's true.
reference right there. All right.
That was
Let's
sweet.
crack into
That was
these.
so weak.
Let's get into these beers. Which one do you want to try? Yeah? All right. Transatlantic.
We gotta save the hot one because that's gonna wreck our palates.
So let's talk about what you've been eating, okay? So here's what I've been eating lately. I went to this. Bowser's gonna trip the thing here. Wow, this is a red beer. Interesting. The
We're pouring
Transatlantic.
We're pouring this one out in honor of our homie.
Yeah. So sad news, Andrew. Would you care to?
Yeah, we had a cat that died this week,
Oh.
Aldrich, which I think we've probably talked about
We have
him
definitely
on the
talked about
podcast
him.
before because he's
Freaking
he
hilarious.
was an interesting
Awesome.
cat.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I met you guys shortly after you got him, right?
Probably we got him when we moved in
I
together.
think you knew.
We already knew you
We
first.
already knew you before we got back out.
I think
Did
so.
I say that weird? I meant to say like you got it
Did, but
shortly
not
before.
for very long.
Yeah, and you know he was a Maine Coon cat, so he had attributes of a dog, so he'd play fetch and stuff.
Oh, that's like Buster.
Bustle. Oh, he is too.
Yeah, he's a Maine Coon. An American long hair.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So
Aldrich was a sad cat. He had mats he wouldn't clean, and he would get, we called them shitlocks. He would poop, and it would get stuck in his fur, and he wouldn't clean it out, so he'd have like turds hanging from his butt all the time.
Yep,
And,
that sounds like Buster.
And he had, we called it herpes,
herpes, yeah.
because he actually had eye herpes.
Oh,
Like once a year or so, he'd get a breakout, and like his eyes would get all crusty, and they wouldn't open all the way, and it was really disgusting.
Oh.
We call it
that's
herpes.
sad.
We talked about him on the second episode of the podcast. Actually, the cover for the second podcast ever is him with a winky eye, and it says herpes.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait, I think it's him.
Yeah,
he's in the toilet
pet
video.
yes.
Yeah, I thought about posting about that. So anyway, that said, so we're pouring one out for our homie. I really miss my homies. All right.
Bring back all these songs.
Yeah, once again, so we've already done that one. So what we've been eating, I went with Brandon, my coworker Brandon, to an Asian restaurant that actually was mainly Vietnamese, but you know how you'll see like multiple different kinds of food at Asian restaurants. But it was mainly Vietnamese food, and they had something I had never had before. It was a Vietnamese, a pancake. And so it was basically like there was a lot of, I think it was like, I can't remember if it was like chicken inside of it, but there was like snow peas. Was like the main thing inside of it, and it was all in kind of like a really thin, like omelet layer of egg. It was pretty interesting. It was pretty good, and I thought that was a interesting thing that I eated. What else have I eaten? I don't know that. What about you, Andrew?
I can't say I've had anything too interesting. I'm afraid.
All right, what did you eat tonight?
They have new quesadillas at Rock Bottom that are good.
Ooh. They have sriracha in them.
No, they have like you get like pulled pork.
Hmm.
I had that. That was delicious.
All right, cool. So
I got nothing interesting. Sorry.
Dave O'Banjo.
Yeah, I don't have anything interesting either.
All right, Johnny Catch Them.
Nothing.
I got something that I didn't eat any of, but it was funny.
Okay.
So are you familiar? You know Voodoo Donuts, right?
Yeah.
So I think we've even talked about them on the podcast.
Yeah.
But someone at work got it for breakfast, and they brought in Voodoo Donuts, and they got an entire box of cock and balls donuts,
Oh,
which
yeah.
are they're like long johns, and then they have two like
Donut holes.
No, it's like a long john with like two what do you call just the ones that are filled with cream?
A dick.
Yeah.
Testicles?
It's two cream filled donuts with a long john in between it. So it's like three donuts put together and it's cream filled.
All right.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, and then if you stroke the long john, the cream comes out.
Or you could just eat it.
You got a whole box of cock and balls.
That's awesome.
Like you're handling a long
All right. So he's still doing it. I can't stop him. So let's talk about what you've been playing. So I'm trying to think about what I've been playing. I guess I was still playing, Zeldie games because we're going to talk about Zelda. So I finally cracked open and I guess I got a dumb story here. Fucking dumb story. But I bought this Majora's Mask 3D for the 3DS on Dell.com, which I had never bought anything. I was like, dude, you're getting a Dell. So when I bought it, they said they sent it, and it was like 2 weeks later, and I still hadn't gotten it. So I called, and the guy I told, I was like, hey, I still haven't gotten it. He immediately was like, oh, we'll send you another one express. It'll be there in 2 days or something. I was like, sweet. So then I get it, and then 3 days later I get another copy. And I was like, oh, so the original one came through. So I called them up because I'm honest.
Oh, you could have sent it to me, jerk.
I could have, but I'm honest. And even when I'm honest, I'm a jerk. And so I called them up, and they were largely unimpressed that I was trying to give them back their merchandise. He's just like, here's your return code, bye. It's like, aw. And then, so I returned it to them, but then they sent me an email being like, you'll be getting your credit soon. Like, they're going to give me money. I'm like, how many times do I have to try to give these people their shit back? I don't know. So we'll see if I get the credit or not, but I'll keep you posted on that. Anyway, I've been playing that. And I honestly never played it for more than like an hour, I think, ever. And I guess I don't want to talk about it too much because we're probably going to talk about it on this podcast since we're talking about Zelda games in general. But yeah, I've been really enjoying that. It's pretty fun to play on your 3DS. And it's not quite as easy to stop right wherever. I guess it is. You could stop wherever you want. What else have I been playing? I played a little bit of Wind Waker last night, probably like an hour. And what other games have I been playing? I guess that's about it.
Dragon Warrior 2.
Dragon Warrior 2 played a little bit. I think we talked about it
nice.
on the last one. Maybe not. Dragon Warrior 2, Dave Banjo and I have been playing it, sort of.
Nice.
Andrew?
As usual, I really haven't played much.
Sorry.
I'm afraid, so I have nothing to add this.
Oh,
You're afraid, huh? What do they call a rope that's scared of shit?
Afraid.
Afraid not.
Oh.
I don't know. I think that's how it goes. Hey, Dave Banjo. Hey, Dave Banjo, what have you been
I don't
playing?
think that's how it goes.
I don't either. But my foot was on Bowser's head without me knowing it. He didn't care. He's whatever.
It felt good.
He's just like, oh, human contact. I don't give a shit what it is. Anyway, Dave, what have you been playing?
Yeah, I've been playing some Earth Defense Force
Ooh,
2025.
yeah. Nice. It's awesome. Do you like it?
Oh, yeah, I really like it.
It's so good. We got to play that sometime.
Yeah, not this week.
God, no. Fuck no. Too busy.
Let's see. But then
There's
I
no
got
time.
distracted. I bought Aliens vs. Predators on 360.
Is that any good?
It was worth the $7 I paid for it.
Oh, wow. That's not bad.
I like Aliens and I like Predators, so yeah, about to beat Metroid Prime.
Ooh, yeah. The first one.
I collected
cool.
all the artifacts,
Nice.
and I just haven't had a chance to go beat the big worm or whatever it's supposed to be. I can't remember.
I beat the big worm like every night.
Ooh.
All right. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It's not big. Did you buy that? What is like the Metroid trilogy on Wii for like $30 or $10?
Nah, I already had them. I had all the discs, so I didn't.
Is that still
really...
going, that deal?
Nah, it's $20 now.
Oh, well, bump that. I already have them anyway.
Yeah. I kind of like playing them on the GameCube controller anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. You been playing anything else?
And Wind Waker.
Ooh, yeah. It looks so pretty. Were you playing the original one, or were you playing the HD remake
I
on
was
Wii?
playing the HD.
It's so gorgeous. I was playing it
really
last
is.
night, and I was like, oh my god, I need to go to bed. I'm tired.
I got it for free, and I still, I just now started picking it up.
Oh.
Whenever they giving away, I guess it was last summer when they were giving away free games or whatever.
What?
oh yeah.
You remember?
I kind of
No.
remember that.
You were bitching about it.
No, I would. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they're just like, hey, you saved up all these points. Here's
Yeah, for the Club Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so sad. Rest in
It is
peace, Club
sad.
Nintendo.
It is sad it's going away. I got to get my games registered and get whatever I can that's left. It's probably too late. There were a couple cool things there at the end, but they're probably all gone now.
Yeah.
Speaking of like limited release shit, today the Golden Mario Amiibo came out, and my mom talked about it like a month ago. She was just like, "Hey Eric, what's this Amiibo? Amiibo? What is it?" And it's pretty adorable. She kept like trying to talk to me about it, and she never could remember the name of it. So she was like, "Yeah, I don't know what they really are. Could you explain it to me?" But she was interested because she had read articles on it, like it was probably blowing up on Yahoo News or whatever. And she said, "I think what we should do on that day is maybe we'll skip out of work. You go to a Walmart, and we'll each go to Walmart, and we'll see if we can get one." I was like, "Oh, that's really nice." But we all forgot about it. And so today I went there, and of course they were gone. But people are already selling them on eBay for $100. So if you want to do that, I mean, they sold for 10 or 12, but they're going to go for 100.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That Amiibo thing is just too crazy for me to get involved in.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I have only a few I just bought recently. I got Yoshi because I love Yoshi. I bought Donkey Kong because that's like the theme of a lot of my basement, and so I had to get Diddy Kong, of course. And then I think I got Sonic because he was like uncommon or something. Like I'm not really into like the whole collecting thing with those. They're very cool, but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's like I want to use them. I want to try them, and actually do what people aren't doing with them, which is using them. I don't really know anything about it, unfortunately. I guess you raise a character or something like that.
Yeah, apparently you raise like a character level, something like that. I don't know much about it either, but
they're pretty.
They are. I know the Nest one really intrigued me.
Yeah. Oh, totally. You should get that. I mean, they're well done and they're cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know. 10, 12
well,
bucks.
some of them are.
Well, yeah, unless you start to get the really rare stuff. But anyway, you been playing anything else, Dave Benjo?
Nope, that's it.
All right, cool. What about you, Johnny Catch Them?
Well, I guess just this week started playing games again. I started playing, and I'm almost done with Hotline Miami 2.
Ooh, sweet.
Nice.
Oh, it's got Mitch Murder in the soundtrack.
Dude, it has so much Mitch Murder.
Oh, that's awesome.
His songs
I didn't know it was
so
out.
sweet, dude.
Yeah. I love Mitch Murder. Oh, he's the best. I saw this tweet that he put it, and he was like, just disappointed to see that he didn't make it on the vinyl release for that soundtrack.
Oh, what? Seriously?
Which is dumb because he's like the best one. Like Perturbator's good. But Mitch Murder's a million times better than him. Like, it's a different style, but he's way more musically talented. He could make music like Perturbator in his sleep. But Perturbator's good. Mitch Murder's Perturbator. He's good, don't get me wrong. He's just not as good as Mitch Murder. Like, as far as the whole, like, outrun scene goes, Mitch Murder's, like, fucking head and shoulders above everybody.
Yeah.
Pretty good, and I'm trying to think of the name of it right now, but I can't. And he's pretty good, too. I'll play right here, but... Alright, that was great. The end. So,
your friend, Miss Herbert Derp? Mr. Herbert Derp?
Mr.
Herbert Derp. Mr. Herb Derp.
What else
is that game pretty good? I've heard mixed reviews about it.
Yeah, it's more of the same. So, can't complain. I'm still enjoying it. I didn't turn off the whole, like, sexual assault scene, which it does give you the option to do, which, if you want to do that, cool. But I just thought...
I have not heard of that.
Yeah, they, when they were demoing it, that was the first scene because, like, I guess kind of spoiler to the intro of the game, which is optional. It's all in a movie set. But you do, you go through learning how to play the game over again, and the stage ends with your character getting ready to rape some girl, and like it stops right as the guy pulls his pants down.
Wow.
Yeah, so like it is pretty, it's pretty intense to see like this little pixelated butt come out, but also
is it like Eric's butt when he did Assassin's Tenchu?
Let's not compare me to this at all.
yeah, that's not a fair portrayal. But it's strange, but I don't know, like I just didn't turn it off. Afterward, I felt a little weird. I was like, oh, that was kind of rough, but I'm an adult. I can take it, I guess.
I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I'm an adult. Some poser hands me cake at a birthday party. What you want me to do with this? Eat it? Happy birthday to the ground. I threw the rest of the cake too. Welcome to the real world.
With my pixel cock.
But yeah,
Dick would have been better because
Pixel dick.
Pixel dicks.
Pixel dick.
It's good though.
Speaking of pixels, we got to talk about that movie.
Oh my.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's just go around starting with Andrew. Opinion, go.
I don't know. I want to be excited, but I just can't.
Yeah.
Dude.
I mean, how do people? I mean, the thing is, they got a couple of actors that are going to push some buttons in there. Adam Sandler and fucking fat guy.
Kevin James.
Yeah. Kevin James.
Because they got that new movie coming out.
Like,
it's like I'm a fucking mall cop 2 or something.
Yeah,
that. I was like, how this shit did this get a fucking sequel?
I went to go see the Kingsman which, by the way, if you haven't seen it, it's fucking awesome. Yeah? It's so good. But I went to go see that a few weeks ago, and I saw a trailer for Paul Blart. And, like, the people in the theater were, like, busting a gut at the trailer. And I'm like,
that happened to me, too.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Seriously.
This is not funny.
Is this real life? No, seriously, that's exactly what
Did
happened.
I walk into fucking Bizarro World? This is the weirdest shit ever.
This is Colorado. People could be smoking weed. Take it away.
Oh,
I don't think they are.
God. It was fucking terrible.
I think that's
trailer. I'm like, they can't think this is funny. People can't really think this is funny. Yep. And then, like, there's these people in the theater just busting laughing about this stupid trailer.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yep. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about Pixels because it looks so awesome, but then it looks so terrible at the same time.
Okay, so I gotta tell you a story. So we went to, like, Brandon and I went last weekend to see Chappie in the theater.
Your coworker.
Brandon.
How was that? Was that movie good?
Yeah, how was Chappie?
I mean, it's not bad. It's I mean, you know, I like Dion Toward.
We keep a popping off a motherfucking butts. One down, veel gebooste warrior styles. Yo, DJI deck. Gooi rooi own boy.
So I just thought it would be funny to see them in a movie. It was kind of blew my mind that they're starring in a movie. So I just thought that'd be wacky, and it was. And I mean, I think you could probably rent it and be fine. It's a fine movie. It is all right. It's not bad.
So how is it compared to District 9? Because District 9 is one of my favorite movies.
Oh, really? I don't remember it super well. I mean, it's similar in some ways because of the stuff, the guy that made it and where it is and stuff. So I mean, there's some similarities you could kind of tell when watching it, but I don't want to. Since it's one of your favorites, I don't want to touch it. I'll just let you decide for yourself.
All right.
It's worth watching. I'll say that.
I don't think I've seen District 9.
Oh, okay.
So
what was that about?
It's about aliens that like cat food.
Yeah, alien racism.
Yeah,
it sounds really familiar, but I'm not sure if I've seen it.
Yeah, I mean, this one, like, actually, I remember when I saw the trailer for Chappie, I was like, oh shit, they're finally making Short Circuit. The one they were supposed to do a remake of Short Circuit. I was like, oh, that's what it is. No,
it's not that.
It's very similar though, but it goes
Five.
No.
No, it goes deeper than that. Well, you know what I mean, like the theme of it's a robot that's like aware and alive and all that shit. But yeah, so anyway. It's not like that.
Sorry, are you guys just saying Johnny Five and then saying Alive? It's like, oh, memories. No.
Oh, okay.
I've actually watched both those movies recently. My kids love them.
Yeah, I would watch it again. But
like
anyway, so here's the story. We're sitting in the theater, and we're sitting next to this old guy, and we're watching that dumbass, like, fucking Mall Cop 2 or whatever. And there's this part where he just walks up to this lady cop that's on a freaking horse.
Yeah, that's the part.
And he goes up and he's like, hey, I'm like you, and then he slaps the horse's butt, and the horse kicks him, and it looks like the worst CG.
It's the worst thing ever.
And then, like, this old guy's just like dying.
That's the specific part I was thinking of when I said, I was like
you
busting up.
You didn't
laughing.
see that shit coming from a mile away.
It wasn't funny,
and it looked
anyway.
like crap. Yeah, it looked like crap. And so, so he's laughing about that, and then me and Brandon started laughing about the old guy laughing, and we're like, I leaned over to Brandon, and I was like, I wish I was that happy about anything. And then he said. Like, after a while, he thought about it. He's like, guy's probably just laughing about how big his dick is. I was like, no, he's probably thinking, like, that movie is as not funny as my dick is big. Which is big. So,
no pixels.
We basically think you're only happy if you got a big dick, is basically what we're getting at. This is the worst podcast. I'm sorry.
No.
Anyway, going back to whatever the fuck.
What about you? What about you, fellas?
Yeah, Pixels. Pixels to plastic.
Well,
Pixels to plastic.
Well, Davo sent me the trailer, and I was at work at the moment, so like I responded just like, oh, this seems cool, because I saw like what it was. I didn't see any actors or anything. I just saw like that it was a trailer for this movie, and I'd heard about the movie. You know, I get news about that kind of stuff through like Agents of Geek, but I didn't ever look at it really, I guess. And then when I actually watched the trailer and saw Adam Sandler and Kevin James, I was immediately just like, oh no. What do you do?
Let's be fair. Adam Sandler has the occasional good movie.
Well, he had.
When?
I don't know. I mean, I think even in the last few years he's had one or two.
Which?
What?
Yeah, I actually kind of liked Bedtime Stories.
I haven't seen it.
That one wasn't that bad.
Oh, yeah, that one was okay.
That one was not that bad.
The last Adam Sandler movie I watched was
Punch Drunk Love.
That's My Boy.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, me and Marissa, my girlfriend, decided to watch
My
it.
girlfriend Marissa.
Yeah, my girlfriend Marissa. We decided to watch it for no reason. Like it was on HBO for free,
For no
so we
reason.
watched it, and it was horrible. Like,
Sorry about it.
Yeah, but
So yeah, I mean, just because he's involved doesn't mean it's bad automatically.
No,
but
not at
it
all.
doesn't bode well either.
right. Like, so when I saw Adam Sandler, I was like, oh no. Then I see Kevin James, I'm like, oh no.
Oh god, no. Yeah, see, he's what really makes it bad for me because I'm like, what has he been in that was good?
No.
But it's got
Nothing.
the little guy from Game of Thrones in it.
It's got Peter
I don't
Yeah,
Dinklage.
know.
Peter
in it.
Dinklage.
Yeah, which has promise.
What's his
Yeah.
name?
Peter Dinklage.
That's a pretty
That's
cool
not
name.
his real name.
Yeah, it's weird.
Dinklage. All right.
I'm Mr. Dinklage.
His real
yeah.
name is Little Guy from Game of Thrones.
Dude, I have to beat
Got
this
him,
out.
Little Guy.
He's got-
Just
he's got-
Tyrion.
He's got
I
business
only-
cards.
I only know him as Tyrion.
I don't even know that reference. I'm sorry. I still haven't seen that show. I need to watch it.
Eric won't watch
So-
it because he doesn't like fantasy.
It's
So
high
we have.
fantasy.
Am I
Yeah,
hearing
he's
two?
playing Dragon Warrior.
Oh, sweet.
Get that.
Now hold on. Don't call me a hypocrite just because I am. Now, Japanese RPG though, so it's different.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
It's not
different.
high fantasy. It's super high fantasy.
It's low fantasy.
Yeah, and
Right.
dragons in general make it high fantasy, so Dragon
Totally do.
Warrior.
And basically, Dragon Warrior is like the Japanese interpretation of Ultima. So
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
basically
pretty
is.
much.
But I like it a lot more.
All right, fair enough.
So you're saying you're undecided as well then?
Yeah, I'm undecided.
So Davo Banjo, the guy who sent the video to both me and Johnny. What do you think, Davo?
I don't have a problem with Adam Sandler. I like
I like his old
probably
shit.
70% of his movies.
Wow.
70%. That's
Whoa.
very, very generous.
You're basically a super fan.
Because there's no way anyone watches Click and they're like, that's in my 70%.
Click was okay.
Dude,
It's all
somehow I ended up owning two, or no, somebody I know or we do. I think we might own 2 copies of Click because Marissa's stepdad gave us a copy of Click.
That
We
one's
ended
not
up
too
with
bad, 'cause
another.
at least it has Christopher
remote
Walken in it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
all right.
But,
So,
I'll probably go see it.
all right. And Davo sent me the trailer, and I saw it, and at first I was like, this looks pretty cool. And then, like, yeah, exactly. I saw Adam Sandler, I was like, uh-oh. And then I saw King of Queens, and I was like, no.
But it's got
And
the
the-
guy
and
that made Pac-Man in it.
Well, that's
yeah,
the thing,
that's
it's like,
awesome.
That
Totally
whole
Iwatani.
trailer, I'm like, okay, I can't decide if I like this movie. And then they got out the Mini Coopers for the Ghost. I'm like, I don't think so. But then they bring out
Toru Iwatani.
that guy. and the whole part where he's like, look at you, you're grown, you're so big. I'm like, okay, this is awesome.
Yeah.
But then he goes out to touch him, and then he bites his hand.
Bites
or
his
whatever.
hand, yeah.
I thought that was pretty
like,
funny.
that's what I'm saying.
That is
like,
pretty
there were,
silly.
there, were instances, there were like little bits of that trailer where I'm like, that's fucking awesome. And then other parts, I'm like, oh, God, that's going to be
It's
terrible.
got the Galaga bugs in it and everything.
Yeah, that looked pretty sweet. You just watch it, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm going to see this.
And then like watching Pac-Man go down the street, like just chomping
Yeah,
the
that
cars
looked
and
dope.
how they went all pixelated.
Yeah.
It was like so cool.
That does
looking.
look
It's got all the sound effects and everything.
Terrible.
Waka, waka,
I
waka.
just can't decide. The kids are super excited about it, so I would imagine there's a good chance I'll take them to it.
So I'll just tell you, I'm skeptical. The internet's going ham about it. You're going to get a lot of people hating on this movie,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm going to see it regardless.
Yeah.
I'll give it
Yeah.
a chance. I'm intrigued. I want to
Hey,
watch
when's
it.
it? It didn't say
Make-
when it just said it come out in the summer.
Yeah.
I think I saw him late May, like May 27th or something.
It might be
Uh-huh.
the summer hit
I really
for
Yeah.
that week.
It's gonna be bigger than Avengers.
Oh God, no.
And my dick. All right. So I guess that's it. I don't know how the fuck we got on that topic. So we got
Someone
that.
said something about pixels, and I'm like, we have to talk about them.
Oh yeah, I was on,
Sure did,
because
too.
I was talking about Hotline Miami. Oh, yeah, I was also playing Zelda 2. That's it.
All right, the Zelding. So now it's time for Alex's Game Corner. Dun, dun, dun.
July 24th.
It's time for Alex's Game Corner.
Yep. We're gonna put that in here.
Yeah. So I guess I came over tonight and it was a little bit later than normal. Thanks for waiting. Sorry. And freaking, by the time I get here, I guess Andrew tells me that Alex was very sad that he wasn't going to be able to do the broadcast today, he called it. And Andrew's like, we're not doing the broadcast. And then we record the broadcast. And apparently he said maybe if there's time tomorrow morning, he can do the broadcast. So that was or was not awesome. How about that? We don't know. He may or may not do it. Yeah. But speaking of Alex and cute things kids say, all right, it's a short segment that we throw in here. Why not?
Yeah, so let's see. I think I have two things. First off, tonight's topic is Zelda. And this isn't a cute thing, but it's an awesome thing. We were driving to a birthday party a few weeks ago, and he was in the car with me. I was taking him to one of his friends' birthday parties, and I was just playing random music on my phone, and I turned on like an orchestra. I don't even remember where I got it. It was like a free download of like an orchestral.
Skyward Sword?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's where I got it from. I don't know. But anyway, it's like an orchestral recording of like a whole bunch of.
It's orchestral.
It's guys playing instruments. Probably some girls too, playing instruments of Zelda music, and I was just playing that, and he's sitting in the back seat, and he just goes, "I know this music. This is from Zelda."
That is awesome.
You are awesome, kid, for knowing that.
You sure are my son. I wasn't certain, but now I am.
And the other one I got is we were on our way out the door getting ready to go skiing, actually, and the kids were talking about what they want to be when they grow up.
Zelda.
And Alex wants to be a geologist, and then Evan said he wants to be a miner because they play Minecraft all the time.
That's awesome.
And then Alex goes, being a miner is a really dangerous job. I said, yeah, it really is. And then Alex says, yeah, because while you're mining, you might find a cave that has a lot of bats and spiders in it.
Very true.
And I'm like, you play too much Minecraft.
I got the black lung.
Also, there's creepers and zombies in this mine.
Merman.
Sequel.
They're making a sequel to Zoolander. I'm happy about that. I hope it's good.
I'm
worried, but I
Adam
want to see
Sandler
it.
in it.
Yeah, Adam Sandler and King of Queens. Oh boy, I don't know his real name. His name is King of Queens to me.
Yeah. I'm
sure.
getting weary.
Sure
Neck is getting tight.
What?
I haven't seen that movie in a long
There's
time.
like 7 conversations going on.
So we're talking about things.
What movie have you not seen?
Somebody
I
getting
haven't seen
tight.
Zoolander in a really long time.
Okay, there you go. And now Johnny.
Oh, I was singing the King of Queens thing.
Oh, see, I never watched that show.
We quote Zoolander at work all the time, though.
Yeah.
We always like, the files are in the computer.
You can derelict my balls.
Oh, that's a good one. He's so hot right now. What the fuck is this? What is his name? Hansel. He's so hot right now. Hansel. Oh, how about that? Well, so let's just do a movie podcast. How about that? How about that Will Ferrell movie that looks like a turd that's coming out?
With Kevin Hart?
Yeah, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Hey, let me tell you something about Kevin Hart. That
plays
guy
the same
is
role.
not funny.
He was funny in like one
Dude.
movie.
I saw him.
in
I saw him
Colorado?
in one stand-up thing where he was kind of funny because he's talking about being super short and like all self-conscious about that. That was funny, and then everything else he does is not that funny. And Brandon, my coworker Brandon's like, he's hilarious and he's funnier than Louis C.K. And I'm like, all right,
What?
which I was like, bullshit. He's super
insanity.
generic. Like I
That
actually
is a
sat down.
bold claim.
I sat down. It
That
is.
is a bold claim.
I sat down and I watched. So he was like did an on the road tour, Kevin Hart, and I was like, oh, I'll watch this. It was a turd. Like I had to finally fucking just go to bed. I couldn't watch it. I don't know. So basically, it just doesn't look like a good movie. Get
No,
hard.
not really.
I like.
And, there's so many ads up for that movie. Of
Yeah,
just
all
like
over the
Will
internet.
Ferrell. Well, like in my neighborhood even.
Oh, shit.
Like, a lot of companies buy out like empty lots and put up a shit ton of posters and stuff. And
Nothing
there's
about that looks good.
only people in Colorado love Kevin Hart, is what
I guess so.
found
It really-
I
out.
don't know
how it works?
People in Texas do too.
Okay, so it's just like
He's so
middle
funny.
America, I guess.
The new Nick Offerman stand-up.
America.
The guy who's, what's his name on Parks and Rec?
Ron
Ron Swanson.
Swanson.
Ron Swanson. Oh, he's awesome. Is
Yeah.
his
Oh, yeah.
his
He has a
stand-up?
stand-up on Netflix.
Oh, God,
It's
I
just
love
there.
Ron
Oh
Swanson.
yeah.
Yeah, it's called American Ham. It's really funny.
That's awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah. And like Ron Swanson isn't a character. Like
No,
he's
that
playing-
is Nick Offerman.
He's playing
really
himself
a
when he is.
Well, Tammy's his actual wife.
What?
Yeah, the actress who plays Tammy is his actual wife.
That's awesome.
Megan Mullally.
She's so
Yeah.
hot.
I'm like to Megan or Mullally.
But you know who isn't funny?
Eric.
Aziz Ansari.
He is funny.
No,
Yeah,
his
he's pretty
stand-up-
funny.
His stand-up
Oh,
is terrible.
Is it really?
His stand-up is awful. I don't
His
like
new
it.
one?
He's
I don't
awesome
know.
on Parks and Rec. He's like
the,
one of the funniest
Broadway
guys.
one, I hated that stand-up. We watched about 10 minutes
Wow.
of her, like,
See, Brandon also said that was really good, so he's got some explaining to do. I just don't think we have.
are we
similar-
ever going to talk about Zelda?
I've been
Yeah,
trying
let's
to.
get
You
to
guys are like movies.
Last thing we got to bring up is on Netflix.
Cute kid thing.
Since Parks and Rec is awesome and 30 Rock
Yes.
is awesome, Unbreakable
Ah.
Kimmy Schmidt is one of the funniest shows I've ever seen.
Dude, yeah, isn't it? It's so good.
It is so
Have
funny.
you watched it?
Uh-uh.
It's really
All
funny.
right, we'll watch it after this.
Yeah, there's like, what,
Fine,
10
fine.
episodes?
There's 13 episodes,
13, right.
and they are fantastic.
Oh,
Okay.
that's so good.
All right, let's talk about Zelda.
Speaking of fantastic, Zelda, let's talk about it. So I don't even know where to start because this is the least prepared we've been for a topic. Zelda, talk about it.
Hey, we
This-
played games this time.
It's so good.
We played the games beforehand. I guess we did get that for
I feel like
preparation.
for-
Yeah, it's so
this is the
good.
first topic in a while that I actually can talk about.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
So
me
what we're
too.
going to do is pass the mic to Andrew. He'll get us started. And
All right.
Zelda.
I don't know where to start.
Me neither. Let's start with the first game.
Hey,
So
hey.
let's just talk about, you know what I think
First
is,
experience
since this is
is-
kind of a personal podcast, and it's obviously not very professional or well thought out or even entertaining or funny or good. Let's
Or
just
short.
Yeah.
Or short.
Let's just start with our personal experiences. Maybe we'll get some anecdotal shit out of it because I don't know. I guess the first time I ever played it was my dad got a Nintendo when I was 5, and I told you the whole story about 1 billion times.
Hey,
But
tell us again.
but I was playing Super Mario Brothers.
Tell us about your least favorite Super Mario World level.
Super Mario World.
Oh, Super Mario 3.
What? My least favorite?
Yeah,
There's no
the one in
such
the
thing.
cloud world.
Level 5.
Let's move on. So there's a story there, but we can never talk about it.
Dang
So
it.
The story we have to bring up every now and then,
and
but
just
you can
not
never ever
talk
talk
about.
about.
See, someone can like hold me at gunpoint and be like, "You're telling the story." And I'll be like, "Okay."
We've talked about that level.
Yeah, I know we did talk about it, and I had to beep it out. We've already done this. I don't need to be doing this again. So we're not telling it again. So anyway, my first experience with it was.
And it's your favorite game.
Good Lord. I can't escape it. It's just I shouldn't have ever said this. So anyway, Super Mario Brothers. My uncle's friend came over to my parents' house, and he brought his kid who was like fucking video game Wunderkind or whatever the hell.
I think compared to you, everybody is a video game.
He was really good. I mean, so he showed us like how you could do the stair trick on Super Mario Brothers and get like 1 billion lives,
yeah.
and then he ran straight through the game and showed us the ending for the first time. I was like, oh my god! I was like worshiping this kid, and then he busted out this brand new game I had never heard of.
It had a golden
Zelda,
cart?
and it was a golden cart.
Oh.
I got a golden card. Cut it, and I was like, what this shit? So just, I mean, immediately, you know, when it shows the opening scene and then you walk down the stairs and it turns to black, I was like, oh, fucking, I blew my mind. I don't know why that was such a big thing for me, but I was like, this is not Mario. Like the overhead view thing,
Yeah.
it just blew my mind.
There's no levels.
And
I
and
totally-
it's exactly. I mean, it was
Yeah.
a totally different thing for me because I had played video games before. I had played some Atari and some ColecoVision and stuff, and Nintendo to me was platformers because all I had played was
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers and Pitfall. And so when I saw this overhead thing where you're this little guy with a sword and you could go to these different, you know, screens and it scrolls over, you know, and this massive
And you
world,
can go wherever you want.
wherever you want. It blew my mind, and I wasn't ready for it obviously because I was 5 years old, and it wasn't my game, so I just had to watch him play, and that was it. But I remember, you know, looking for it, and I didn't get it till I was like 11 years old. And then when I played it, I realized I'm not very good at this game. I want to like it, but it's hard to because I suck at it. So it was one of those games that like it's all about discovery, and that was kind of the fun of it. But I would get stuck so easy, I'd get frustrated really easily. So I would pick it up and drop it every so often.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, with Zelda the first, I didn't actually beat it finally until like 2005. I'm afraid to say. I mean, I got really far as a kid, but I remember I'd get to the levels with the hell are they called, like wing nuts or some shit. They're they're like the castle, and they're in the castle, and they've got the shield and the sword.
Yeah, the
Oh,
night
yeah.
guys.
And they're really
those
hard. You
guys
have
are
to
hard.
you have to attack them from the side.
Yeah.
And it's such a pain in the ass. I would die over and over, and until I'd fucking cry and throw the controller, and my mom would be like, go outside and be like, I wanted to anyway.
Stupid
Like, watch
dark
my mom
net.
to get grounded. So basically,
They're just as hard, like in Link to the Past.
Yeah.
They're in the Link to the Past too, and like those are always the one like there's
I
a
don't think they're as hard in Link to the Past.
Yeah, they're not.
No,
They're
they're
as
not
hard
awesome.
in Zelda 2, I could say. Dark Knight's
Oh,
the
man.
worst.
Oh, God.
but in Link to the Past there's
Wing nuts, dark nuts.
It's Dark Knight. Yeah.
Yeah, I was totally off.
there's one dungeon
Wing
near
nuts.
the end of that game where like one of the first rooms you go in has like 4 of them in it,
Yeah.
and there's really
It's
narrow
like the fifth one.
passageways.
Yeah, fuck that.
And I always ended up losing all my hearts in that fucking room, and then I had to like get through the rest of the dungeon on like 3 hearts.
Yeah, I would try to
Yeah.
get my hearts all the way maxed out so you could shoot your sword. You're like, shing.
Yeah,
And
that helps a lot.
That helps a lot, but like you'd lose it like immediately, and it was super hard to connect because they turn on a dime. Ah, video games. All right,
Yeah.
your first experience.
My first was actually Zelda 2.
Oh man,
I
interesting.
rented it, and I really enjoyed it. And then I've not played Zelda 2 since then.
Wow.
Oh.
So so Zelda 2 got me into it, and then I went back and got the original one. And then, but my back then I played the original Zelda, but I never really got that far into it.
Yeah.
What really got me hooked on the series was Link to the Past.
Oh, okay.
And I played that so much.
Okay. We're gonna talk about it.
We will.
Okay.
Yep.
Ava Banjo, first experience.
I was kind of like you. I was more of a platformer guy, so I was
Yeah.
like, Zelda, this looks stupid. But, because, you'd see it in, like, Nintendo Power or whatever.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that it was always like number 1 on Nintendo
Who's
Power.
this elf guy in the green?
Yeah, seriously.
I was like, it looked boring.
Who's this Zelda guy?
But,
The Zelda guy, exactly.
but my cousins had it for some reason. They never really played their Nintendo.
Your dad didn't make it rain and bring it home.
He's like,
No,
there's all the
right,
games, they're not even out yet. Fuck it.
No, because I didn't want it. I was just like, I didn't want that game. It was boring. And then I played it over at my cousin's house. I was like, it's okay.
It's
And
all
then-
right.
It's alright.
And then I think when I was 10 or 11, my cousin stayed the night, and we borrowed it from somebody, I think, somebody he knew or something. And we stayed up all night, and we finished it. Because I remember, like, we started, like, in the evening, and then we ate pizza or whatever, and then, like, the sun was coming up, and we beat it.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then we passed out.
Yeah.
But
That's what you do after you stay up that long.
but I remember doing that, and that was fun. I can't remember, because we had to have help. There's no way you can beat that game and not have help.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. It might be one of those games that it's just, I mean, it's an old game, so it's going to have parts where it's like, oh, you got to burn this fucking, like, random-ass bush. How would you know to do that?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's 100% one of those games, because I think that there's probably clues to everything
I think
need
you
to
can
do.
beat that game without help. It would
Yeah.
just be
Maybe
frustrating.
we did. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know, because I mean, I know there'll be like, you'll find a cave, and then you'll go in there, and there'll be a guy that will tell you something, but it
So,
might have
yeah,
a bad translation or be kind of hard. But
Yeah.
it'll be like burn the third bush, and you're like, on which fucking screen?
Yeah, I feel like that game is
Yeah.
probably beatable without any sort of guide, but I mean,
I have to try it again.
So I kind of agree, but it's not Castlevania too hard.
no.
In that
Yeah,
regard.
no.
I'm sure you could probably do that faster than you could.
Yeah, I would imagine
Castlevania.
you'd find yourself wandering around trying to figure out what to do a hell of a lot if you were trying to do it
For sure.
without help.
Totally.
And I didn't even play Zelda 2, until like a couple of years ago
Yeah.
when I played through it.
It's the least Zelda game there is.
You know what? And I fucking love it.
It's good,
I
so
do,
different.
yeah, I
but
like
it's
it.
it's
It
the
kinda
least
grew on
like
me.
any other Zelda game. It's so different.
Cool.
Yeah.
But like
So-
Andrew, I had to get Link to the Past. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I like Zelda then, but I was like Link to the Past. That's where it was at.
Yeah. We're gonna get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Johnny Ketchum. First
Um,
experience.
My first experience, like Andrew, was with Zelda 2.
Wow.
I distinctly remember getting scared when I would get a
Oh.
game over.
Oh yeah.
Shit, yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah.
did
That was scary.
Yeah, I remember running from the TV, like knowing, like, oh shit, it's coming.
Brrr.
Just run away. And the first Zelda was one of those games that I played later, like in high school. And I remember the first thing that sucked me in, like you were saying, like you are introduced to that black screen, and then the screen panels in, and there's Link just standing there. And what really got me was like the music, how it begins. Like, I feel like that's something that people don't really think about, but the beginning of that song is just like, din, 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 din. And I don't know, something about that, like, just sucked me in immediately. And Zelda is my homeboy because he is also left-handed.
Zelda is my homeboy.
Fit in
That
a
could be on a
million
shirt.
memes.
I think it probably is. There's a whole bunch of you don't know who Zelda is.
Too bad he's so
shirts.
androgynous.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly why people think he's Zeldie.
Zeldie.
I saw this cute. I don't know where. I think I saw it somewhere on Twitter or something, and someone drew like a chibi little style link, and it said Zeldie. It's really funny. That should be the cover of the podcast.
That
Zeldie.
sounds adorable.
Yeah, because he's Zeldie. All right. So first, I think so let's just kind of talk about the game itself. So created by fucking Shigeru Miyamoto. I don't know where my mind went blank. I was like Akira Toriyama, who did Dragon Ball Z and the artwork for Dragon Ball. I don't know why that went blank. Shigeru Miyamoto, and I mean this was like his third big game. I mean he Donkey Kong, Super Mario, Zelda, fucking killing it.
Oh yeah.
And when he came up with
King.
Dinky King, and I guess when he came up with it, back scratcher. Now this thing that opens beer is a back scratcher. I can't scratch it. It's fucking kills. Back with your unzipped pants. So this podcast is going right
Back
the right
scratcher.
direction. Back scratcher. Back scratcher. Remember when we talked about it? I don't know, I guess. So Shigeru Miyamoto, I guess when he made that, like the region that he grew up in as a kid, he could go out to caves and forests and shit and just explore as a kid. So he built Zelda.
Dungeons.
Yeah, he built Zelda as a game that you could go around in dungeons. I was like, yeah, wait, what the fuck?
Like you didn't get
I
boomerangs.
just accepted it. Yeah, totally. So I guess the idea behind the game is just like discovery. You can just go out and figure out shit on your own.
He had a hook shot.
You had a hook shot, of course, which doesn't even exist in the first one.
Yeah.
And a bow and arrow.
So anyway, but I guess like when he first created it, I just remember stuff.
Did he burn torches with lanterns?
I think he probably did to go in the cave.
Did I say torches?
Yeah,
Yep.
And then bushes.
bushes with lanterns. Yes, he did. He's burning.
He's got
bushes.
bombs.
So.
Like bombs everywhere.
Did he blow holes?
All
in
right,
the
so it's
walls of the
nothing like
cave?
his childhood. It's nothing like it. Okay, is that what you wanted to hear?
Wait, were
region
there
he
like
was in-
little knights with shields and swords?
Oh my God.
Oh,
What else?
wing nuts?
Keep it going. Little wing nuts. Not dark nuts, wing nuts. Yeah, all right. So it's probably more likely there were wing
Wait, what
nuts
were
than
little
dark
spider
nuts.
things that jumped?
They're called spiders.
But
In
the
Japan, they jump.
Titans.
Yeah,
Tight-tights?
yeah, very good. I never knew how to pronounce those, like Hittites or Hittites or herpes.
Yeah, I guess I
Hermaphrodites?
don't know either, really.
So, goddamn, I don't even know where the fuck I was going with it. But I'm just gonna go. I'm going off the top of my head with fucking Miyamoto shit. All right, off the top of my head. I guess when he created it, they had like a test group, and it was so complicated that they were like, okay, you need to make this game easier because people didn't know what the fuck to do. But then he's like, no, this is exactly what I want to do. I want it. He basically started fucking playground talk. Like, you'd go to the playground at school and everyone would be talking about video games. Like, where do you go to do this? Oh, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to get people like involved on a larger scale than just playing the game on their own. They would have to like take their experiences and share them with other people so that they could help each other through the game. So it was a really fucking brilliant game. I mean, like the whole design and thought behind it was fucking brilliant. So I don't know. That's really what I want to say about it. Done. Oh yeah, it was also the what do they say, flagship game for the Famicom disk drive.
What was it?
Disk system.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Miyamoto was hanging around playgrounds and stuff. That's kind of creepy.
Okay. Oh man, it's getting creepy.
He's like, hey kid, so what kind of games do you like?
Aw. Miyamoto.
Only in Japanese.
You want to burn my torch?
Aw, burn my butt.
Torch.
I don't know how much I can put in this. All right. So that's what I want to say about Zeldie. I mean, it's a brilliant idea for a game, and it's a great first game, and you just play it. It's good.
It really was. I remember.
Yeah.
When Nintendo first came out, and they had like the Adventure series, and they had the Sports series. And you remember on the on the boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't
This
like
was
it.
You know what I always wondered about about Zelda, the first Zelda.
Wait, which one?
Why do you have to go into a cave that's there on the first screen immediately to get your sword?
Why do you?
Why don't you just start with the sword?
Because it's fucking dope. Didn't I tell you about my experience earlier?
Because
No.
because
How else would you walk downstairs?
Because they have to say it's dangerous
It's fantasy.
to go alone.
Yeah,
It just
Take this
fantasy.
with
Old
you.
man in a cave that just lives there. It's just like, here.
He's like Obi-Wan.
Think about every Zelda game, though. You don't start with a sword, with the exception of probably Link 2.
Well, yeah, that started with the first one. So why didn't he just start with the sword?
Because you're a kid in a forest
shouldn't play
in
with
Japan.
Well,
You need to
that
figure out
sword
shit.
was like wood.
I think I heard recently that originally, like in the original design of the game, you actually didn't get the sword right away. You had to actually make it through several screens of bad guys without a weapon.
Just running by him.
Yeah, but and then
Kind of like Link to the
I think
Past.
that was deemed too hard, and they were like, let's just put it on the first screen.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true or not, but I heard that somewhere recently.
But I mean, imagine if you started. I mean, I always went down into the cave because it's like right there beckoning you, like, hey, there's a fucking cave. You want to go in it? Or
Yeah.
And if you just didn't go there,
You would not have a sword, right? Yeah.
You would just be going through. So I mean, it's that's like the very easiest puzzle, I guess you could say, of the game. It's just like, oh, you need something to defend yourself. You got to go in this cave. I don't know. It just kind of starts you out like with that kind of mindset. Like, I gotta explore and find this kind of shit.
So is it brilliant or just weird?
Did I say brilliant?
No, I'm just wondering.
It's brilliant.
Brilliantly
I
weird.
feel like it should be brilliant, but I don't know.
I don't know. All right, well, it's brilliant. But all right, anything else for you guys? I mean, I'm going to talk about some other stuff, but go ahead on Zelda 1.
Besides, all that, I mean, I guess what we were talking about earlier is like having to beat it with a guide or not. And thinking about it, I think I had a guide for like the really random bullshit, like money games and stuff. Just like, oh, like I didn't know where that was. Here's a walkthrough that shows me exactly which bush I need to get rid of. Yeah, so it's weird, I guess, for me because I guess I haven't beaten that game without a guide, or I guess since I've played and beaten that game, I've known exactly what to do afterward. That, I guess, I didn't need the guide, but still maybe looked at it once or twice.
Just ingrained in your memory.
Yeah, it's a game that, like, is weird because Nintendo Power did have, like, a guide essentially for it when it came out. It's not as, playing Castlevania 2 not too long ago, it's not as bad where with Castlevania 2, I did have to, like, look up a guide fairly often.
You have to.
Because some things were just like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
where am I going?
Yep.
Where at least in Zelda, like, if you were lost and you stumbled upon a dungeon, you could try to do that dungeon.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess it's weird to me that, I have never known somebody to beat that game without a manual in some way.
I don't think none of us here claim that, right?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
All right. Just making sure. I was going to kick you off the podcast if you said that.
Like I said, I think it's possible.
Jealousy.
But
I'm sure it's possible, yeah.
I'm sure it is. Like, yeah, because, there are, the old woman, and you can pay to find out hints and stuff, I believe. I'm not sure if that was actually introduced in Link to the Past. No.
Yeah.
Or actually in Zelda 2, I feel like. No.
I think it's Link to the Past.
Yeah. But
actually, it might even be Link's Awakening.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Oh, it might be.
But
wait, that came out later, so it would be Link to the Past. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It came out the year before, I think. So. For those in listening land that just heard that, we're going to be trying the Sriracha beer, FYI. Done.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, back to your story.
Oh, no. Yeah, I just thought, I've had people in life, like I remember as a kid being like, oh, I beat Zelda, like, without a guide, and yeah, I guess it could be possible, but if you're a kid, I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem very likely.
I think I might have said this. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, no, it's just like, yeah, you may have the time, but you probably don't have the skill or the, actual, you probably can't. Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. Who's got time for that? No one's got time.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't no one got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I mean, I freaking remember kids always claiming shit like that. And I worked with a guy in 2005, and this motherfucker actually said he had the audacity to tell me that he beat Castlevania 2 without a guide.
Oh, bullshit.
And I was like, how the fuck did you figure out the red crystal? But he's like, I'm kidding you, dude. Me and my brother tried everything. Like, fucking everything. I was like, no, you didn't. No, you did not.
Because even if you did try everything,
we went to the third
you would have
screen
to
and we jumped 38 times by the fourth tree, and then we then we used holy water, and then we jumped 3 more times.
Yeah, I was like, were you a debugger? How the fuck did you figure this shit out?
That's ridiculous, because even if you did, try everything, you're still wafting through enemy after enemy, because they do respawn, where in Zelda, if you don't die, I don't believe, or I guess if you're not in the area for a while, the enemies will respawn, but otherwise they don't respawn. You can go through multiple screens and have them be gone still.
So you actually have time to explore.
Yeah. So, in Castlevania 2, to claim that is just, ridiculous, because you're constantly dealing with enemies, so you're dying a lot, and...
Yep. Now it's nighttime. Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yep, liars. I hate liars. The other thing, I guess, I remember, just seeing how popular it was. It was always #1 in Nintendo Power Magazine for 38 months in a row or something ridiculous. And I always thought, I should like that, even though I was like, I really don't like games where you got to think and shit. And this is well known with Eric. I don't like that kind of stuff. Maybe nowadays, but when I was a kid, definitely not. And the puzzleness and the adventure and try and find shit, I don't know. But I was like, I should like this game. I should really like this. And so I went out and tried to find it, and I found it at a used game store. And I remember looking at it, I was like, $11. I don't know. But I was looking at that. Came with the manual. It came in a black
gold cart and everything.
It came in a black sleeve gold
cart. How much that's worth now?
And a whatchamacallit, wait, was it gold? Yeah, I think it was gold. With the manual, and I was like, all right, I'll get it. And yeah, I mean, I really did enjoy it, but I guess one thing that has always been true for me from the beginning to now, and this might get me booed off the podcast, I've always kind of needed to try to like it a bit, because I mean, I get to a certain point, while I'm making progress, I'm like, yeah, and then I don't know what the fuck to do. I just kind of get frustrated, and I think that Zelda's probably my least beaten series. Because of the games I've played, I mean, there's a shitload of them in the series. I beat the first one fucking forever. It took forever. Years later. The first one I finally beat was Ocarina of Time, and we'll get there, and I'll tell you why. But it finally was that, and I beat that, and then I decided I should go back. And then in quick succession, I beat the first one and the second one in 2006, when I just resolved, damn it, I'm going to beat these Zelda games. And I beat those two. And, it took me until a couple podcasts ago to beat the Link to the Past. So, I mean, I really like them, but sometimes, it's I think they're always a fair challenge, but it's not really my normal kind of game, because I kind of like more action-y shit, and I don't know. I guess that's all I want to say.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that, because there is a lot of, especially in later Zeldas, there's so much lull time where you're traveling and trying to find stuff, and that can kind of become tedious and boring.
Yeah.
I know I've heard, at least from people in the Wii U version of Wind Waker, the sailing's been scaled down a bit, so you're not doing as much, where it did take me a year and a half or so to beat Wind Waker, because I, was sailing and was just like, fuck, really? I gotta find all these fucking Triforce pieces? Seriously? And, oh no, it's daunting. It's kind of daunting. It's hard, but
Daunting's Inferno.
I love Zelda games, but I've probably only played half of them.
Yeah.
And I've only beaten 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would say also that I love them, but I guess that sounds kind of hypocritical, saying that, I kind of feel like I need to put forth a bit of an effort to enjoy them, which is kind of weird, I suppose, because, a lot of the games that I love, it's, effortless to love, the EDF games. I fucking just love them. I love the shit out of them. One of the best games I've ever played, fun-wise for me, Earth Defense Force games, fucking fun. But I guess, You said something that made me want to say something. I don't remember what I was
I
going to say.
said that I've only played half of them, and I've beaten maybe 3 or 4 of them.
Fuck. I don't remember what I was going to say. No. Oh. I guess one thing I was going to say that's not related to it. I keep bringing up Brandon, my coworker.
Your coworker.
He
Brandon.
was going to be on this podcast, but he wasn't able to be with us, unfortunately. I know the infamous Brandon, and he wanted to be on, but it was just kind of a scheduling conflict and stuff. And he's also not feeling so well right now. I know. Rest in peace, Brandon. But he looks like
He's feeling a little dead.
He's feeling a little dead.
We need
funeral
crossroads
tomorrow.
now. We need
A bad
another-
omen, like next time I see him, he'll be dead. But yeah, like one thing that I thought was pretty funny. He told me when he was in college, I think it was, he was playing Wind Waker, and he would, with those parts with the sailing, he just remembered he'd just be fucking out there sailing for hours trying to find shit. He'd just be getting wasted. He's just like drank. Like sailing time was drinking time. He just one hand he's sailing, other hand he's drinking.
Wow.
Totally.
So anyway.
Totally.
He's doing it like a real sailor.
So that shit is crazy annoying. Like, I could understand getting wasted and getting lost and just being like, fuck, what's going on?
Dude, where's my boat?
I totally did have that issue many times where it's like, fuck, where'd I leave the boat?
So, did Link's Awakening come after Link to the Past?
It did.
Yeah.
So
Did it
Zelda
really?
1, Zelda 2, and then the next one was Link to the Past?
Yep.
Wow.
Link to the Past in
And then Link's Awakening.
94?
So the best one-
No,
92.
92, right.
The best one was the third one,
Maybe.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to get that out of the way?
No.
No?
Yeah,
We're
well,
going to save it.
So,
right.
we've already talked
All
about
right, fine.
one
Let's
and two.
talk about
move on.
favorites. Go ahead. Go.
Link to the Past is my favorite.
Okay, what's your favorite?
Link to the Past.
Okay, Davo?
Link to the Past.
Oh.
Mine's Hyrule Warriors.
Oh,
Just kidding.
off the podcast.
I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't given it a whole lot of thought, but you know what I really did like a lot? And it
What?
probably is my favorite?
Zelda 2.
No. I mean, you know what? That one's, oh, God, that one is really, really good. Oh, that one's
Yeah.
way up there. But basically,
It's good.
if you like Link to the Past, I would dare to submit that A Link Between Worlds
Oh, yeah, you
No.
said
is
that.
very fucking similar and potentially better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that.
I did an informal poll at work today. I just asked people that I
That's
knew.
gross. Don't tell us about your personal life.
And I asked 4 other people their favorites, and I had 2 votes for Majora's Mask, which I didn't expect. Although,
That's
Yeah.
popular.
I know it's
It
popular,
is.
but I didn't think it would be. I thought Ocarina of Time would be the winner because that seems to be the one. that
Yeah,
most
for
people-
sure.
Yeah.
For
is their
sure.
favorite. But I've actually barely played Ocarina
2
of
for
Time.
Majora's and who
It
else?
was 2 for Majora's, 1 for Ocarina of Time, and 1 for Link to the Past.
Okay.
And then,
Wow.
but the guy that voted Link to the Past said Twilight Princess was a close second.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
Oh.
I really
like
like. I really like Twilight Princess too.
Yeah. That's another one where I get to a point, and it was like, basically to me, like Twilight Princess is the perfect example of me and Zelda games not getting along very well. Because I mean, I was like, oh fuck, this is great. I love this. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is where the fuck am I? And I just put it down forever now.
Mm.
And I did.
Yeah.
I really got to a point where I just got to like, I'll call it Zelda fatigue. I guess I just
Yeah.
got Zelda fatigue,
That
and I
one
needed to
felt
pick up
more like
something
a
else.
grind.
And when I did, I didn't come back.
Yeah.
And I regret it. Because I do plan on going back and playing through all of the Zelda games, because they're all fantastic. Let's just fucking be honest. We're talking about a really great series of games. I don't think there's a single one in the bunch that's bad, except for maybe the CDI games.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the Philips games, whatever they are.
You don't really ever hear anyone talk about how like this particular Zelda game in the series just wasn't good.
Yeah.
Some people say that about 2.
And some people actually said that about Skyward Sword. I guess people just started
Oh,
getting
really?
like, I don't know, they were fatigued about Zelda, like I said.
Uh,
Because they were just
I-
like, it's more of the fucking same. And
I
I don't
was
think
just
that's
talking-
necessarily
It
a
should
bad
be.
thing. Yeah.
I was just talking to Davo about this, actually. I probably amongst those people. I haven't finished Skyward Sword.
And-
I'm almost done, but like I was telling him, that game's not made for a left-handed person.
Oh.
Flying in that game is fucking impossible for me.
So, do
It's-
they not have a left-hand scheme on there?
Yeah, I thought
No.
you could change the
Oh.
controls
No,
or
you
whatever.
can't.
Wow, that's really fucking hypocritical for a Zelda game, isn't it?
Yes.
The main
it's
character's the
really-
left-handed.
Well, and they've made him right-handed since. So
Oh,
yeah.
that's dumb. I didn't know that.
Yeah, in fact, in Twilight Princess, I think they started there.
That was
That's why I have played
Twilight
it only
Princess.
on GameCube.
Twilight Princess was the last one where it was left-handed. Because remember how they had the mirrored one between GameCube and
The
Wii?
GameCube, he was left-handed. But
Yeah.
the Wii, he was right-handed.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
transition, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I've only played the GameCube version of Twilight Princess.
Really? Yeah, I played
Yep.
The right-handed.
Yeah, because I'm left-handed and I was pissed.
Wow.
It's like, seriously, you're gonna change him?
I guess that's right. Fucking A, man. Motion controls made him ambidextrous.
They mirrored the entire game for the Wii in order to make sure
God,
he was
that's
right-handed.
insane. I mean, I guess
that most people could play it.
It makes perfect sense because if you were swinging your right hand and your character swinging with his left hand, that would be really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm a little surprised they didn't just include, an option to flip it.
Yeah, seriously.
But I mean, I think
Sure.
isn't the map literally backwards and everything?
Wouldn't it have to be?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
I think everything's backwards in
Weird.
the Wii version.
Imagine how weird that would be if you didn't know about all that and you had the GameCube game. Oh shit, I'll get the Wii version. What the mother shit?
Yeah.
Potentially
That would
fuck.
be
You might say
crazy.
fuck, I guess.
Yeah. But I guess, to conclude with original Zelda, I mean, it's a classic.
Yeah, it's a classic.
The music's amazing.
Yeah.
A hardcore band of the name Horse the Band reinvigorated my love of Zelda music. I started a band based on Zelda music. So, yeah,
I love hearing about your old band projects. You
Yeah,
gotta
the
give me some of
Zeldies.
your shit sometimes.
Dude, it's so awful. Nobody will ever hear it. It will
Aw.
never be heard.
And
Nobody
here's a
will-
clip he gave me.
I would if I had it.
Oh, and I would exploit it.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Twilight Princess on GameCube, I found a complete copy at the flea market. Guess how much I paid for it?
$5.
Yep.
Fuck you.
Nice.
I knew it. This guy and his mile.
Oh yeah, I actually looked for a copy recently because I wanted Alex to be able to play it, and it's expensive. I
Yeah?
was actually
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
if we borrow yours.
How much is it
$60.
going for? 60.
So yeah, it's more than it cost when it was new.
Shit. All right.
Yeah.
Well, here's my deck, I guess. And that's for GameCube?
Yeah.
For Wii.
Oh, the Wii one or the GameCube
The
one?
Wii ones?
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Wii ones,
well-
you can get the Classics one or whatever that they released, like the
Oh,
the
yeah,
Wii release.
yeah.
And that one,
Yeah.
I think it was about $40 to $50 to get that one.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Hang on, let me see.
Zelda blowing up. So let's talk about one for the final time. So I'm just
Oh,
going
you
to
can get one for like $20.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's not too bad.
online.
Did
I
you
found
talk about the reason Paul's voice is weird and
Yeah, we've talked about it in other ones, but go ahead.
Oh, well, like Paul's voice, the rabbit character or
It's like a
enemy,
half rabbit head.
Yeah, it's supposed to be affected by the microphone in the Famicom
Oh,
controller.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it mentions it in the American manual, but there's no effect. You can't do anything in the American because
Yeah,
there is
how
no
do you-
mic.
How do you actually defeat him in the American one? Can you just not?
Yeah, well, I think you can hit him with your sword. I think
Okay.
you have to have like full hearts though, or something.
Oh,
I thought
Like,
you get him
yeah.
with arrows or something.
I
yeah,
remember-
I think you can.
Like in the
Okay.
ears or something.
Yeah, some shit. Or hit him from below or something. But I remember
Or
that...
bombs. Something
Hit him from
like
behind.
Hit it from behind.
that.
I mean, yeah, like, I remember reading that and being like, huh, okay, well, they're just being goofy because it's got ears.
Yeah, I
But
thought
I
that
didn't
too.
realize it was actually, something to
Yeah,
it.
that there's actually
This is also something interesting in Kadikarus. I think we already talked about this. When you go in and you talk to the shopkeeper, if you talk nicely into the mic on the Famicom controller, he'll give you a discount. But if you yell, he'll be like, "Fuck that shit." He jaxes up the price.
right.
Jaxes.
Haggle him,
Jaxes up.
like
Jaxes.
nicely.
It's a verb. He jaxes. He jaxes it up.
He
jacks
jaxes
him up.
the
he jaxes
jaxes
you
up.
later. All right. So, Zelda. Oh yeah, the third. Here's an interesting fact as well. I think it's the third dungeon. Is the map is the shape of a Shinto symbol, but I remember losing that
right.
shit as a kid because it looked like a Nazi symbol.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
Which, of
totally
course-
looks like it's totally.
Which I mean, it is. I
swastika.
mean, the Nazis, exploited the swastika, which is a perfectly fine, religious symbol.
Make it backwards.
It
though.
is backwards, but it is a religious symbol, from Buddhism and Shintoism or something like that. I'm not very educated, but it's fine, and they exploited it and made it a horrible thing. So every time you see it, and I remember I used to watch Japanese anime as opposed to when I was 16, I would watch them, and every once in a while there'd be one I'd be like, why the fuck is there Nazi shit in this?
Right.
Why would they do that?
Why is there a
It wasn't. It was-
swastika? Like, oh my
It's
god.
a Shinto symbol, so what did I
Yeah.
know? But in any case, I just thought that was an interesting fact. But
No,
Zelda,
it is.
the first one, fantastic game. Playing through it, it's fucking classic. I don't know.
Yeah.
The end.
It's
Done.
great on Game Boy Advance. It's great
Yeah.
on anything you can play it on.
You could play it on mac and cheese. Did you know anything about that? I've only had 2 beers. Beer and a half.
Me too. This is bad.
You can play it on mac and cheese.
You really can't. But we want to say something about it.
But don't take my word for it.
But don't.
It's fun.
All right. All right. So let's talk about Zelda 2. Now, I will say that it's really hard for me to not say this is my favorite because it's fucking way up there. It might as well. I'm going to go ahead and say it might as well not even be a Zelda game because it has just about. I mean, it has very little. I mean, the story, it's all still there. But I'm just saying, it's the only thing that it has in common with it. Fuck, it's a platformer. I mean, it's an RPG platformer. The overworld map is about the only thing it has in common with the original Zelda, besides the story.
You don't play the game in the overworld map, right?
Yeah.
What's that?
You don't really play.
No, for the most part, you do. It's an overworld map.
Yeah.
Right.
So, okay, but I hear someone dissenting. Johnny Ketchum dissents.
Well, no, I totally agree. Like, Zelda 2 is in my top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like with music, this is the game I sampled the most for my band. Like, I love the music in this game. Other than that, I do think it's still very Zelda-like, and the story, like when you read the scroll, like, and I know that scroll so well because I sampled that intro song because I think it's the most fantastic next to Link to the Past. Like, I love how it begins.
Yeah.
Just like raindrops coming in on you.
Yeah.
Raindrops keep falling on me.
Yep.
That doesn't mean...
But
Raindrops keep falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. The cry is not for me.
so, like, the story, the scroll mentioned, the shards they're shards that you get, or medallions or whatever.
Crystals.
So, each town in the city is named after, like, a character who they are later named in Ocarina of Time. It fits chronologically into the storyline so well.
I didn't know that.
And, like, when you think of the Zelda timeline and what they released it as, in the Link failed to defeat Ganon world, it fits so perfectly. And when you think about it that way and you think about the story then you realize, like, okay, I see what this Zelda game is. It's a fucking alternate world of darkness. It's the dark world from Link to the Past, but, not as well, done because it's a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
But
interesting.
I fucking love that game.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Totally.
And playing it recently, like, my only complaint, and it will forever be my complaint about this game, is Death Mountain Maze. Death Mountain is the worst thing you will go through because you will try to get through it, get lost, and try to not die to get a game over so you lose all your level points.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that I ended up using a guide toward the end of that because I was just like, fuck, I just need to move on with my life, and this is too many fucking caves. I don't know where the fuck I am.
For sure. Especially that last dungeon, like...
Ooh, yeah, it's like,
what
is it, 64?
Get through it.
It's 64 screens or some shit.
Yeah, you can't get through it without a guide. Like, you absolutely need a guide to get through that.
Or be really good.
And
have time.
I mean, I've seen, and have time. I've seen a few speedruns of that game, and it fucking just blows my mind. Because they will do it in 24 minutes, and that's crazy, but...
Wait, they'll do the whole game in 24 minutes, or that bit?
Yeah, the entire
Holy
game.
Shit. Wow.
And, like, how they've mastered that last dungeon is beyond me, because even playing it now, like, I've gone in and started and restarted that dungeon over and over, because I'm like, I get lost, I die, and I'm like, alright, I'm not playing this right now. Let's play another frustrating game.
Mastery Sword. Wow.
But, yeah, that's the only complaint I have with that game.
My only other complaint is that it does have some, let's just fucking get back to this shit again, why not? Castlevania 2-esque things in it. Like there is a, I think it's okay. I think there's a correlation between the guy that says "I am error" and a fucking random ass house that's in a little block on the screen. That's not differentiated from anywhere else in this forest.
Yeah, Bagu, who's Japanese for bug.
Yeah.
Error and bug. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that you find Bug, and you have to find him too, because you can't progress in the game if you
that shit random.
Yeah, it is super random.
It's like a bug.
Yeah, it's so fucked up. There are a lot of fucked up things like that in that game.
I think there's something else with like the I guess it's like the King's Tomb or something. It was kind of random where you had to like when you end up falling through the tomb and you get to the next part of the map or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
You fall through the tomb. I mean, it was pretty sweet, but like I seem to remember that I got really stuck and I had to look up. Oh, you got to go to this one random spot and do this thing, and it was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I think you have to play a flute in front of it or some shit.
Yeah, you have to fall twice and then become a fairy and fly over like into a weird like little area
square of the fucking whole entire thing. Yeah, I mean, like that kind of stuff kind of pisses me off. But at the same time, when you look at when the game was made, it's forgivable. But those are the parts where it kind of falls short of greatness, because it's just like, I don't really want to do that because then I got to look up a guide. And I feel so cheap and I hate doing it. I feel dirty.
I know.
Look it up. But sometimes you just have to because, we're adults now. We don't have our entire childhood to dedicate to one game. Thank you very much, Castlevania 2 and this game, pretty much. But
I know. I owe my life to fucking ZeldaDungeon.net.
Yeah. I mean, back then, you were stuck with, looking up some Nintendo Power or some shit. I mean, they did have pretty good guides, but, they would never give you everything. You got to figure out some shit for yourself.
Yep.
I remember reading the magazine for Zelda 2 like a lot, and I was just like, this is fucking cool. Like a little picture of Link, and he's like looking at his levels. He's like thinking about, okay, I got 8 magic and I don't know. What I really like about that game is, of course, it's got like the platformer and RPG elements going on at the same time. It's very cool. Like I don't think I've ever seen a game do that well. Yeah, maybe like Monster Boy or something like that, like the Wonder Boy series.
Yeah, it really is like one of the first like action RPGs. I feel like
so good. I love it. Yeah, like you said, music is phenomenal. Graphics are really good. I mean, when you look at Zelda 1 to Zelda 2, like dope. And like the leveling up elements and going through the towns, and of course this was going to be my second video. Like I did the Castlevania 2 one and I was like, I want to do Zelda 2. And I put it off for a while, and I did, some other videos in the meantime. And by the time I was going to do it, I ended up watching a video on Screw Attack, and they did the Zelda 2 video. And I was like, oh shit, I should watch it. It had the exact jokes that I was going to put in there. Like, this one may be obvious to everyone now, but at the time I thought I was brilliant because it was before it came out. Like, you go into the house, like, you go into a house in the town, and you go in there like a sexy senorita. And you go in there and all of a sudden your health fills up. I was like, what's going on in there? And then when you go into a house with an old lady and your magic meter fills up, I'd be like, what the fuck's going on in there? So I thought I was really hilarious. And then I was like, oh, wait, that's obvious. And it was already done by someone on Screw Attack. So done. I think it was, what is it? The guys on Screw Attack done.
It's been so long.
What's his name? Handsome
Tom?
Handsome Tom, is it?
Yeah.
Handsome Tom and
Dan.
something.
Stuttering Craig.
Stuttering Craig and Handsome Dan. That's right. Anyway, so they thought they did it before I did. Damn it, they beat me to it.
Yeah. You would have been more funny, I'm sure.
Oh,
I'm sure.
I'm not saying that. But so I fucking love it. It's very unique. I love it very much. Andrew, it was your first experience.
It was my first experience with it, but I don't remember much about it except I remember like battling like Dark Link, and he was really hard.
AKA Dink.
Dink. He was really hard until you figured out that you could just crouch and slice and win.
Yeah.
It's a little while, but yeah.
Yeah. And but I remember I got stuck at some swamp part.
Yeah.
For like until I had to return the game, and I was very angry.
That sucks.
But I actually wish I knew more about it. I haven't played it since then. I think you and I may have played it once a few years ago.
Well, you beat
briefly.
It, yeah.
No, I've not beaten Zelda 2.
But what do you know about Dark Link then?
Is that at the end?
He's the last guy.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe I did then. I don't remember. I really don't remember it very well.
You might be thinking of the challenges on Retro Games
Ocarina of
for Wii. The hell's
Jam,
it called?
maybe, I don't know.
What's it called?
NES remix.
NES remix.
Could be.
Oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have not played Zelda 2 in a really long time, so I wish I had more to say.
Okay.
But I'm afraid I don't.
I'm afraid not, remember? That's a bad joke. Dave Banjo, it was also your first game.
No, it wasn't.
Just kidding. Johnny Ketchum's first game. Dave Banjo, Zelda 2. Remember how you played it?
I didn't actually I played it like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I still have the pictures of me beating it.
Zelda 2. And then you played, Zelda 2.
But, it was so hard.
But back to Zelda 2.
Super hard.
And then back to Zelda 2,
Yeah,
it was
hard.
really difficult. No, it was different. It always reminded me of Rambo, the NES Rambo.
Yeah, totally. Actually, yeah. I mean, I played Zelda 2. Actually, the first time I played it was at my cousin's house. He was the one that introduced me to video games in general. We'd play Atari and ColecoVision and that kind of stuff. And he had rented or bought Zelda 2, and I remember, just like Johnny said, it scared the shit out of me every time Ganon popped up.
Yeah.
So
And,
scary.
And that's why I remember reading the thing that's like, hold reset and push power if you're going to turn it off and cry. He also rented Rambo not too long after that, and I remember thinking, this is basically like fucking Zelda. It's so similar.
Yeah, it is.
Like your health points getting taken away, and you get your cheater
And
runs into you or shit. Yeah,
And the experience points.
yeah, totally.
Yeah, you're right. I never thought about that, but
It's
also
totally like
weirdly,
it.
I played that game a lot too around the same, like when I was younger.
Yeah.
Rambo was another game that I had on
Shit
Nintendo.
horde.
That's
I don't know if you ever played it.
Yeah, Rambo. It's
Rambo,
very,
no.
very similar. Yeah.
it's
Well, I
very
finished Zelda 2 November 27th, 2013.
Congratulations.
Man,
phone
it
kept-
don't live forever.
And then I remember, like, when you beat it and everything, and it says, thanks a million, push start to replay. I was like, no, thank you.
It says thanks a million?
yeah, it does.
Man, thanks for saving me from death. Thanks a million. So sarcastic.
Push start to suffer again.
Well, excuse me.
Princess.
Yeah.
Well, excuse me, princess.
We gotta get there.
Thanks a million. Here's your $100,000.
Here's my dick.
Why was he so obnoxious?
I love it. I thought it was so
Yeah,
funny.
I
My
did
mom would
too.
always get so upset. She's like, "That guy is just obnoxious." Well,
Was your mom
Excuse me,
really
princess.
Andrew?
No, Andrew was my mom.
Seriously though, like what was it about that character? Like, what is it they saw in the games
The
and they're
80s.
they're like,
He's like
"You
the
need to
surfer
have an
guy."
attitude."
Well, it's fucking the 80s. Everybody did. Why does it gotta be? Okay. So, Johnny, that was your first game.
Yeah, and I love that game. I mean, like I was saying, I mean, I love the music. I love everything about it.
The music
don't-
was good.
Yeah, it's so creepy too sometimes. Like when you run into a fairy on the world map. For some reason, the fairy song's really creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's super,
Should I be
super
excited
creepy.
or no?
Yeah, it's just like and the archaic random bullshit that you had to go through with that game, in the end, is kind of worth it once you do beat Dark Link, and you're just like, fuck yeah, I fucking did it.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
America, fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah, America, fuck yeah!
And then when you die, it's,
Bucko Fair. Freedom costs a bucko fair.
when you die, it's the bummer remix.
America, fuck yeah. Coming again to save the motherfucking day.
But it's so fucking fun. I mean, it like I was saying, it's one of the first action RPGs I ever played, and it's definitely one, like, I actually really enjoyed playing on the Wii, like on the Virtual Console. It's great.
Yeah.
Because you can, stop
Save
and play
state.
whenever. Yeah, save state.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, fuck yeah, like, I just stopped right here, cool. Like,
Yeah.
gonna start right back up.
Yep. That is nice.
Where playing it on the Nintendo, like, which I had been recently is very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
But it's still great. I love it nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's just as fun as playing Castlevania 2.
There you go. I'll take it as a compliment.
It is. Like, I love both those games. They're both the oddball in the series, I guess. Like,
Yeah, totally.
but they're great.
Sweet. I feel the same way. Let's move on to Link to the Past.
Oh.
Andrew.
It's the best one.
Ever.
Davo.
Yeah.
Andrew.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good.
Super Mario World is the best Super Mario.
It is just
It
like
is the Super Mario World Zelda.
It's the Super Mario World of Zelda games.
That's what I said.
You know what's weird about that game? So, like, when I was a kid, I played it. I mean, I played all the way through.
That is weird.
Several times.
That's so weird.
And that game's way shorter than I remember it being.
Dude, it is.
When you sit down and, like,
not
if you
long.
if you know how to get through it, you can get through that game in 2 hours. No.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's crazy to me how fast you get to the Dark World.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
which, as a kid, seemed like it took forever.
Well, and as a kid, I
Once
remember.
you know,
I remember
though,
the
yeah.
Dark
you know.
World felt like a good at least halfway through the game.
Yeah.
But it's not, and like not
No,
even
not
close.
at all.
Like I think
Yeah.
if you know exactly what you're doing, you could probably get there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20, 30 minutes maybe.
Yeah, totally.
What?
I just realized I have Japanese class tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Oh, no.
What it does. All right. Anyways, had to happen tonight. Here's the podcast. Jono Dano Bajo. Javo.
Johnny Banjo.
Johnny Banjo.
Bam.
Oh, I'm sorry, Andrew.
No, it's just like one of the coolest things about that game is the first kind of times you realize when you use the mirror and everything to switch back and forth between the worlds. How you have to like go stand on a specific spot. And
Yeah.
it's the awesome sound when you switch.
Yeah.
And in order to access areas in one world, you have to make sure you go to the same spot in
Yeah.
the other world. And
Smart.
that's such a cool mechanic.
If you like
Totally.
that, then you'll like A Link Between Worlds. Because
Because it's the same game.
you go through a crack instead.
Isn't the Link Between World like the same map and everything? Or very
Yeah,
similar?
pretty much.
Yeah.
It's almost the same. It's almost exactly the same, but instead of doing the mirror, you go through. You get flat instead of get hard. You get flat, and then you just
You
are cracked
Yeah.
Instead of getting hard.
in
get flaccid.
the worlds.
Huh.
Yep, Link's just going into cracks. That's what they should call it. Link going into cracks. The game.
Link's crack.
All right, Devo Banjo.
Actually, when I first saw Links to the Past, Links to the Past, like a friend of mine had it, and I saw him play it, and I was just like, "What is that?" Yeah, he's like, "It's Link to the Past. It's Zelda. Come on." I don't know what he said, but
Cool story.
He was like,
wasn't like
Link to the
peer
Past.
pressuring you.
I don't know what he says.
so do you video game?
Do you video?
You need video games, bro?
But then later on, I got it, and like I already knew how like to start the game, like to get through like the first 20 minutes or whatever, and then like after that, it was. I think I saw him get to the Lost Woods and get the Master Sword, and I was like, oh, that's so cool.
That part's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
That part is
Call it out
awesome.
just like you're the guy that does it.
Here's my Master Dick.
Yeah.
Another part that always stuck out to me is when you
Speaking of dicks.
when you first go to the Dark World before you have the pearl that keeps
Yeah,
you
the
from
pearl.
changing.
Yeah.
You turn it into a
Bunny?
little bunny.
So awesome.
So cute.
So weird, man. I love it.
I remember I used to want to do what Nintendo Power did, and I would draw my own maps for Link to the Past.
Oh yeah. Only that's really unnecessary in that game.
Is
Yeah,
someone
no.
starting up an ancient computer?
Turn my Commodore 64 on.
Yeah. Someone driving and drinking?
No.
Davo?
No,
You're driving.
maybe. No, I'm not. I'm laying here on the couch with no pants on.
All right, now that's what I like to hear. Johnny Ketchum.
Yeah, no.
Or, Link to the Past, my bad.
With Link to the Past, it's one that I played a lot as a child. As a kid, like, I think my dad had beaten the game, so I had access to the end of the game, and I did that. Like, I played his file and just beat the game.
Did you feel weird doing that? Like you were cheating?
I did. It felt bad.
Just take a shower afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
Crying in the corner of the shower.
Ganon
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Ganon's too easy in that
he
game.
is really easy in that game.
Way too easy. Like getting to him is much harder than him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
what else was I gonna say? Oh, Link to the Past was the
You
first.
skipped me, but go ahead.
I'm gonna get talking. Link to the Past was the first game that the first Zelda game. I mean, it's only the third Zelda game, I guess, which seems weird to me. But
that is weird.
it's the first one that actually had like a solid story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I don't think Zelda 2 did it?
It had a story. I mean, they all had a story.
Well, they all have a
I mean,
story,
of
but,
course,
like,
the more solid one would be
Link to the
Super
Past
Nintendo
felt like
one.
it had a complete story.
Yeah,
You know?
Well, like, yeah, Link to the Past begins so, I guess, to use this, again, cinematic. Where
super cinematic.
Remember?
It's not on a space base.
it begins, yeah, it's not on a space base, but it is very cinematic.
And with the like, yeah, I
the
love
guy,
the beginning of that game.
yeah, the, like, uncle or whatever
Yeah.
writing the note, and then
Yeah.
when you find him dying and you
Yep.
have to take his sword, like,
Heavy.
Yeah.
it's really heavy.
It's like
I
he's
remember-
just a kid. Like that was the
Yeah,
he's a kid.
He's a
kid,
bad
man.
kid because he's like, stay here, don't leave, and then you leave.
And he like
Yeah.
immediately leaves.
Luckily, he does. Because he's there.
He's also like the luckiest kid in the world because he lives in a hut immediately in front of the castle.
yeah.
that's true.
We pour right next to the castle.
Right next to the castle. No other houses anywhere around us. There's a village not far from here, but
Kokiri.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's
yeah,
called.
no.
Shit.
Yeah, I think it is.
You know what?
Is it?
It definitely is in Link Between Worlds. I think.
is it?
Well, definitely
Is it?
meaning, I think, maybe. Possible. 50% chance.
I love the power glove.
But you're definitely
It's
in
so
a car
bad.
right now, Dave Banjo.
It
No, it
is
sounds like
bad.
somebody's tapping on a keyboard or something.
Yeah, it was so
Johnny.
satisfying in that game.
I
when you
did.
got the glove that lets you pick the giant rocks up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did just hit my keyboard.
Okay, as long as you're not in a car. That's okay.
No.
I don't want you drinking weird beers and driving.
No.
All right.
So
Weird
Eric, why
beers.
don't you tell us
Hey.
your first experience with Link
I got
to
it.
the Past?
I got a link to the past for you. Here's
Uh-oh.
my tink. So
Did you say here's
I
my
guess-
dink?
I picked it up. Actually, no, my friend had it, and I always had to play it at his house. He let me borrow it a few times, and I really liked it. But I'll tell you, my most fondest memory really linked to that has nothing to do with that, basically. And Nintendo Power, and I think it was like the Castlevania 4, like the Super Castlevania issue. That's when they started doing the comics that were related to Link to the Past. And those were fucking awesome.
I don't remember that.
I think they were done by Rumiko something. The same lady that did the Ranma 1/2. I think she did the ones for Mario at least. I'm not sure if she did the ones for Zelda, but those were so fucking awesome. Like I don't know if you guys remember, there was a short period of time where they actually had like basically Japanese manga of Mario and Zelda in a few of the Nintendo Power issues. And if you don't look back, they're fucking worth looking at. They're great. And
I've
just
seen scans of them.
yeah, they're so good. Oh my god. And I loved it so much, and I was just kind of getting into the Zelda thing, and like I said, I always kind of had to force myself into the Zelda stuff. I really became infatuated with the world of Zelda, and this is the dumb part, but here's my shit. I might have told this on the podcast before, but here it is. I remember I would start going to sleep, and when you get in that kind of zone where you're kind of like in between sleep and not so sleep.
Not so sleep.
But you can kind of wake up. It was almost like a lucid dream or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like I remember looking over at my closet as a kid, and I had all of my toys at the bottom of the closet, like Ninja Turtles and whatnot. And like I just had this fucking dream, and it's so corny. But like I could see like this fucking like light coming out from underneath all the toys and shit, and like I'd go over and I'd move all the toys out of the way,
And it
then
was
I'd
the
jump into the
Triforce.
fucking world
Oh.
of Zelda.
I did that with like Final Fantasy VI.
And it was-
I would have like
Yeah.
like really vivid
These
dreams
very-
about
really
being
vivid,
in the
yeah.
world. Yeah.
And it was like it was basically like, if you want to, I don't know, it was more or less Captain N. It was basically like I cleared
And
the.
then like was like, excuse
Well, it wasn't that much of a turd.
Eric.
Excuse me, Eric. Zelda, dressed up all pretty and stuff. But basically, I could fucking jump through my closet door.
You would go into the closet.
Wait a minute. I'd go into the closet and it'd come out a girl. Wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute.
No, but so I would move all the clothes and shit that was on the floor, and I would
It'd be-
jump through the closet into like the fucking world of Zelda, and it was one of those really vivid dreams that always stuck with me, and it was like one of my fondest memories as a kid was just like fucking pretending that I could go into the world of Hyrule, and it was really badass, and it was so much better than the game, because it's just your dreams are fucking whatever.
Because Zelda games are crap.
No,
Is that what you're saying?
That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, off the
That's what I'm
podcast.
going to hear after this podcast. But the only other time I had a dream that was that vivid and awesome related to a video game was Legendary Wings. Just real quick, I had a dream that I could ride on the dragon. He's like basically the mini boss right before the big boss, but he was a good dragon in my dreams, and you could ride on him
Like
over the world of
Falcor.
Legendary Wings. It's like when
Falcor.
or like Falcor, totally. When you're a kid, you. I don't know if any of you have had dreams. Drew.
Eric.
I don't know if any of you have had dreams where you're flying in recent years. I haven't had them since I was a kid, and that was one of those dreams where I was fucking flying. You only have dreams when you're flying when you're super happy, is what I heard. Things are going really, really well in your life, and that's why you're flying. I don't ever have dreams like that. Do you guys have dreams like that in recent years? When was the last time you had a flying dream? I'm trying to be serious.
It's been forever.
What a dick. Here I am trying to have a serious conversation about video game dreams, and you guys are goofing around.
I think I heard they're remaking that movie.
Which one, Atreyu, the movie?
Never-ending story?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Get
a horrible
the hell
idea.
Outta here.
Hopefully they do, but I don't know. I mean, hopefully they do a good job when they do it, but it sounds not good.
They won't.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I haven't had a dream where I was flying. Does an airplane count?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
You are flying untethered. You're just a body that can fly.
Like Superman?
Pretty much.
Oh, no.
Johnny?
Yeah, nah, it's been forever.
I've had
Andrew?
someone
I've had-
falling.
Yeah. I've
See,
had-
that means shit's going horrible for you.
Yeah,
That's a
right.
bad
Dang
dream.
it.
Damn it.
See,
Fuck.
we're all fucking just miserable adults. Let's move on to the next game.
Sure.
Link to the Tink. What the fuck's it called?
Link
I'm
to
on a
the
beach. I'm dreaming.
Oh,
That's
the
game.
next.
Link's Awakening. There we go.
Link to the Awakening.
Link to the Awakening. It is a Game Boy game.
Yeah,
Came
it was a
after
Game Boy
Link
game.
to the Past, surprisingly, I guess.
It's weird because you can jump.
Yeah, you can jump.
Yeah.
That's true. That is weird. And there was a lot more platforming shit going on in that one. I mean, there were even some side-scrolling little parts in the first Zelda where you would go into the dungeon and you'd have to go get the item. It would turn side-scrolling suddenly, and it was like that. But throughout a big part of the dungeon, you could actually do platforming shit in Link to the Awakening. No, I'm
Link
calling
to
it
the
that.
Awakening?
Andrew, you go about that game.
I haven't played it.
Hey, Gabo Banjo, you go.
It's got Mario characters in it.
Hey, you can jump on a Goomba in that one. That's nice.
Yeah.
No, I haven't really played it till recently. It's on my
Wow.
threads.
Oh yeah.
But I'll pick it up every now and then, and I'll forget what I'm doing, and I'll play around
Totally.
for 20 minutes. And I'll stop.
Exactly the same problem that happens to
Yeah.
me.
And
I mean, it's not bad. It's just
It's a lot of people's favorite Zelda.
it's Ryan's
It is.
favorite.
You're right. Oh, that's crazy.
Remember Ryan?
Remember Ryan?
Oh, Ryan.
R.I.P. Ryan.
Ryan P. Vibrator.
Oh, yeah, no, I tried to ask him if he wanted to be on the podcast, and I haven't heard back from him. I gave him short notice, to be fair, because I was just like, shit, I should see if his mic is fixed, and I probably didn't give him enough time, so rest in peace, Ryan.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Homie. Blah.
Homie. That's the abbreviated part. Homies, yeah. All right, moving on. Johnny, catch them.
I played very little of Link's Awakening.
Wow.
I got it on my 3DS.
Threeds?
And
There you go.
Threeds when
We say threeds on this podcast.
that's right.
While you're under this roof, you'll say threeds.
Alright. Yeah, so I got it on my Threeds for free when I got my Threeds and Ocarina 3D.
How did you say it? Ocarina?
Ocarina, Morocco.
Ocarina.
Macarena.
Yeah.
Just blowing a Macarena.
Yeah.
Hey, Ocarina. Hi.
It's weird. It's kind of like that game and another game in the Zelda series being Minish Cap are probably
Oracle of Ages.
Well, Oracle of Ages is a little weird, but not as weird as I don't know what it is about
Oracle
Link's
of
Awakening.
Seasons.
Yeah, Seasons and Ages. I don't know what's weird about Link's Awakening and Minish Cap, but I've played very little of them. I've started that game at least, Link's Awakening, at least 3 different times.
Me too.
And I'll get to the first or second dungeon and then just stop.
I know.
I don't know what it is with that game.
The most recent time I played it, after I got it on the Ambassadors Club, you were talking about or ambassadors program or some
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
I played it, the furthest I've ever played it, there's like this big ass bird you got to deal with, and I got to the castle inside there, and I just got stuck. Like, I'm sure I got to fall from one level to the next level, and I tried to do all these different spots where I fall and shit, and I just got fucking stuck. And that is exactly what happens with me in a lot of these Zelda games. I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck to do, and it's not so cryptic that you can't figure it out, but it just reaches a level of frustration that's like just over my tolerance level, I guess, and I just give up. And I mean, my tolerance level, to be fair, is pretty low. So I guess if I'm not like, engaged in like fun fucking goofing off and shit, which is the purpose of games to me, then I'm not gonna want to keep playing it, and I just move on to something else. So it's not a bad game; it's a very good game. But it is on my Hall of Shame kind of list of games that I will fucking one day dedicate time to beat. And I feel like I have to start over again because it's been so long. Kind of like you guys have said, starting it and starting over, you know.
Yeah, that's big. That's definitely my biggest issue with that game. Is just every time I play it, I want to start over again.
Yeah.
I kind of had the same issue with Symphony of the Night recently.
Oh, really?
Where
You played it so many times though.
Yeah, and I was fairly close to beating it. I had already gotten like 200% of the game done, but I had no idea where I was going. So I started up a new file, and then I decided halfway through that, like, you know what am I doing? I'm wasting my time. Like, let me just find a walkthrough really quick, find out where I'm at, and then begin from there. And it was literally like I had to do 2 things before I fought Shaft. So
Shaft.
Damn right. They say this cat Shaft is a bad mother. I'm talking about Shaft.
You're damn right.
He's a bad mother.
Shut your mouth.
By the way, Neverending Story is being remade.
Say
what? Man.
Damn. So Neverending
Damn
Story
right.
and 2 Ghostbusters.
Oh man, 2.
Yeah, 2 at once.
Yeah,
Two?
2
It's
at
weird.
once.
Yeah, one with a female cast, one with a male cast.
That's
Yeah.
dumb.
Really?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was so much outcry they had to do 2.
Oh, good
They were
lord!
like,
Are you kidding me?
Ghostbusters ain't women's.
Oh wow!
We have to make another one.
Come on, Buster makes me feel good.
And this one's gonna star what's that guy's name? Channing Tatum.
Oh god.
That's the rumor, yeah.
Let me tell you
Yeah.
something about Channing Tatum, okay? I don't have a lot to say about
Channing
how...
Tatum?
Did I say that?
No.
I'd like to. Okay, I don't have a lot to say about how attractive men are, but I will tell you one thing about him. That motherfucker, generic as shit. Like, my girlfriend and any other girl is just like, oh my god, Channing Tatum. I'm like, how the fuck does he not look like any other guy on the street? Like, if someone was like, oh my god, like, fucking, I don't know, let me think about a guy that's good looking.
Yeah, right. It's just like,
I mean,
oh my God.
okay, who's a really good looking guy? I don't know, Christian Bale's a good looking guy. Like, if a girl was like, oh my god, Christian Bale, I'd be like, okay, I get it. Or like, fucking, who's the guy? Brad Pitt. I'd be like, okay, I get it. But fucking Channing Tatum, he's generic as shit. Okay, what's your top 10 cutest boys? Let's go around in a circle. I'm just kidding.
Well,
My first one is Channing Tatum.
Zac Efron.
Jen's opinion on
Googling
Channing
him right
Tatum.
now.
Oh, she's Googling him. All right.
Yeah,
She's Googling all over him.
he's got a weird
She might.
he's got a weird face and a weird
I think he
head
looks
shape.
like... Here's what I think about him. He's a buff version of Jim from The Office.
Yeah, totally.
That's all he looks like to me. He's not that attractive, and I will tell you that as a person that's been compared multiple times for the guy that looks like Jim from The
He's
Office.
the everyman.
You're wrong.
Jen said he's hot. Jen said he's hot. So I don't get it. He's basically guy number 73. He's just some guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any,
He's
like...
an everyman.
He's an everyman. He's like an everyman's dump. He's like an everyman's dump, but a person.
Yeah,
He's
Like,
gonna be a
like
Magic
a
Mike.
person
next
of
episode,
everyman
though.
dumps.
yeah, he's gonna be Magic Mike in it too.
God, he's like
Double
not,
XL.
he's nothing special. Fuck that guy. All right, so let's move on.
All right,
Excuse me.
moving on to Zelda.
Yeah. Wait, who was I talking
Zelda
to before
is
I
the
started
cutest
talking about
boy.
boys?
Hey, you know who's gonna be in the Zelda?
Zelda's the
live action?
cutest boy.
You know
Sorry.
they're gonna get to play Link in the live
God.
action TV show.
Tating.
Channing Tatum.
Channing
Fuck
Tatum.
that
I heard it was
Tatum.
gonna be Kristen
Tatum.
Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
Kristen Stewart.
I actually read this really funny
Zelda.
article.
Tina Fey.
It actually is.
There's got to be some guy that can go.
Tina Fey would be
He would be an awesome Link.
She does look a little like Link.
No, there's this really funny article actually on Destructoid about like who's gonna play who in the Netflix series, and it was a complete joke. It was like Kristen Stewart as Link, but it said Kristen Stewart as Zelda, and explain like the explanation of the character was Link, so that's how you kind of knew it was a joke all along.
awesome.
But yeah,
Tina Fey would be like in an area where she's at a closed off gate and she can see the other dungeon and she can't get there. She'd be like, I want to go to there.
I want to go
I want to go to there.
All right. 30 Rock from the sun.
30 Rock is the best.
There was a You Burnt in
Dude, yeah.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Kimmy
That was
Schmidt.
so rad.
Unbreakable
so
Kimmy
happy
Schmidt,
about
new show.
that.
On Netflix.
Oh, is that who it is? Okay.
Yeah, they dropped You Burnt in there. I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah, totally. The moment you watch that show, you're gonna be like, oh, 30 Rock. The music
No, that show is
her
so
husband.
Tina Fey. Yeah, oh yeah.
You gotta watch it and then you're gonna be a burn.
You Burnt.
I don't think Tina Fey's all that funny.
Right. Podcast. Where's the delete button? There's delete them.
Just delete them right off.
Deleting off the podcast. That's what we do in this season of the podcast. We delete off the podcast. I don't really remember where we were before we started about taints.
So who's after?
we
What's
were-
after Link's Awakening?
Okay,
Link
let's
to
move
the
on to the next
Awakening.
one. Ocarina of Time.
Is that the next one?
That's the next
Wow.
Damn.
Let me tell you something about Ocarina. Actually, real quick before we move on, I want to say one thing that was really interesting about Link's Awakening. I mean, first of all, the title is like a spoiler for the end as far as I've heard.
Right.
But I mean, it seems pretty obvious what's going on. with
He's
the playing
dreaming
game.
the whole time.
He's dreaming the whole time.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure it's basically like Super Mario Bros.
spoiler.
2.
I wonder how
I mean,
that.
is it really a spoiler? I mean, I think it's
I don't think
very
it is.
obvious. 'Cause it's like
Yeah.
it seems like he gets knocked out in the intro from the ship, and all of a
Yeah,
sudden
but
he
is it
wakes
like
up on a.
Inception where you're not really sure?
Oh my god, I really don't know. I haven't beaten it. But it's like all these musical instruments to wake up the sleeping fucking whale or whatever the shit's on the top of the
Right,
mountain,
right.
and, Anyway, I think one thing that's really interesting in that game is that that's when they started incorporating the Game Boy Color, Game Boy Camera and printer. Where you could actually or wait, was that the enhanced version? That was the DX one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was DX.
Okay, my bad. That was pretty interesting, but I guess I was talking about the wrong shit. Oh, also,
But still same game.
About Nintendo shit that's in it. I'm sorry, Nintendo. Mario characters like the Chomp Chomp, the Chain Chomp is in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
pretty sweet. And then there's a couple little funny things in there that was great. But moving on. Ocarina
It's
of Time.
me, Link.
One thing I really have to thank Ocarina of Time for is it introduced me to my favorite game of ever. And that is Mystical Ninja Star and Goemon on Nintendo 64. Because it was basically billed as the holdover game for Zelda. It was like, it came out in Nintendo Power. It was like, can't wait to get your hands on Zelda? Well, that's not coming out for a while, so try this game. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. And I rented it. I was like, holy shit, this game is amazing. So thank you, Ocarina of Time. You introduced me into my favorite series of all time, and definitely my favorite game of all time. But anyway, Ocarina of Time is a transition from 2D to 3D that went really, really well. Maybe, well, I would have to say probably, considering mixed reviews on Mario 64, Davo Banjo, definitely a better transition from 2D to 3D, right?
I don't think that's debatable.
By then they
think
had
it's
more time to
debatable, too.
perfect, stuff, and I mean, Super Mario 64 was like their fucking opener game, and they're like, hey, peep out what you can do with the Nintendo 64. I fucking love Mario 64, don't get me wrong. But Zelda did the transition a little better.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah. I definitely agree with that. I think I have to agree with I feel like what I feel like is a lot of people when they throw around the term greatest game, like perfect game, I don't think that is true.
I think all you'd have to do is change Navi's voice, and that might be true.
Well, I don't even mind that. I actually kind of find that endearing, and I love Navi in a way, although you do get frustrated with her throughout the game. It's more so, it is that transition to 3D.
Yeah.
It's, where, like, it's definitely more improved than Super Mario 64, but it's still just not quite there. Where I feel like, and we'll get into this, but Majora's Mask is a little better in that.
All right.
So
All right.
that's all I'll say about that.
Dave Banjo.
That's all I have to say about that.
That's all I got to say about that.
All right, Andrew.
I've only played maybe an hour or so of that game, so I don't have much to say about it.
Davo.
I remember getting it on the Nintendo 64 and just, I mean, it's a really, really good game.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's the first Zelda that really incorporated a bunch of talking.
A
and
lot
it's
of
just
random
like,
voices, yeah.
Yeah.
well, it's
I-
just like, you know, it takes you like an
Oh,
hour.
well, like
just-
Link just being like,
Yeah. Yeah, everyone was going ham about that. They're like, don't make Link talk.
I know.
That was a big
But you-
deal at the time.
all you did
Yeah.
hear him scream a lot. Oh!
I remember I had my mom pre-order it for me because like I wanted it for Christmas and it came out in November and I was like, this is the game I want and you got to pre-order because that's how I get the gold one, and I got the
Yeah.
gold one and all that.
Did
stuff.
you get the T-shirt with Link shooting?
I think so, but I don't really remember. I mean, if I
Yeah.
did, I don't have it anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't either.
And unfortunately, I think I actually sold that feckin' thing.
Ooh.
Dude, me
I
too.
really hope I still have it, but I don't think I do, unfortunately. And that fucking
Do you
great.
still have your gold Zelda original
I
Zelda?
don't know, actually. I don't think it's worth that much, is it? It's not that.
No, it's not that rare.
Yeah.
Nah.
The
It's so
gray
gold
one's
now,
actually
it's
No,
more
for sure.
rare. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I was so excited about it because I mean, again, this is another series that I was like, I gotta really try to like this, and I was like, with the 3D version of Zelda, I was like, okay, I have to fucking have this game. There's like no question whatsoever. Have to get it. So excited for it. And when I played it, it met my expectations. Like I was fucking really excited to play it. It was a lot of fun. And now it's time for me to talk about the shit I was telling you I was going to talk about, and now I'm going to talk about it. Holy shit, Water Tower.
Dude,
What
yeah,
a
that shit
turd.
is awful.
I mean, it really was like a complete halt to the fun and the action of that game. And I mean, it's very
totally.
puzzle heavy, and that's all nice, but I seriously dropped that game for like a year and a half because of the Water Tower. Because you've got to get like different levels of water going to like, okay, if it's at the first
Twilight
level.
Princess had that too.
Yeah, I thought that was terrible. I mean, it's such a fucking chore. I mean, like,
It is.
you know, when you know what to do, I guess it wouldn't be that bad. But like when you don't know and
Even
you're like,
then,
okay, well, let me
it's-
go up to the third level. Oh well, shit, no, I got to go to the first. Okay, well, wait, I got to go to the second, and it's just such a pain in the ass. Like once you get to that point, it's like the hill of the game. Once you get over that, it's pretty much smooth sailing. Everything before that's pretty fun, but that is a fucking slog. I mean, it's not fun.
No, it's not. It's not fun at all. And you know, I was hopeful that would change in the 3DS version, but it didn't. But but the 3DS version all around, other than that, is
Pretty.
a lot better.
Yeah.
I definitely suggest, you know, if people haven't played that game, play the 3DS version.
Yeah,
Isn't there,
3DS version.
isn't there an alternate version of Ocarina of Time that has harder dungeons?
There's a
Master
Master
Quest.
Quest one, and I haven't played that. But then Brandon, my coworker Brandon, was like, "I have that." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, I,
Yeah.
have that
I bought
too,
those-
actually.
Hey, I want to play it too.
On GameCube,
Hey,
there was
you
like
got
a
it.
Legend of Zelda
Yeah, you
Collector's
got it.
Edition.
Yeah, you got it with a reserved copy of Wind Waker.
There you go.
Ah.
See, I didn't get
It
that.
was either that one or you got another one, which the second order, I guess, was because I have a friend who got the second order.
I
and
got that.
Yeah, it's like Zelda, Zelda 2.
Yeah.
And I'm jealous because I don't have that one, but I do have Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Master Quest.
See, what's the difference with Master Quest?
Master Quest, the dungeons change a bit. The Skolettas are randomly placed, and everything's a bit harder.
Okay.
Other than that, I mean, like...
You played through it?
Yeah, I've played through that.
Not a wild difference.
No, not a wild... Like, not... I mean, when you go into a dungeon and have it be completely backwards, it feels kind of wild. But, yeah, I mean, once your brain adapts to that, it's not that bad.
Okay. Yeah, I have the second one you were talking about when it's Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Ocarina of Time, and Majora's Mask.
Yeah.
And preview of Wind Waker
I want that
or
one.
something.
Yeah, I want that one so bad. I feel like
Yeah,
that
me
one's
too.
actually fairly rare.
Oh,
Not
okay.
a lot of people got that one.
Yeah, it's like $50-$60, I think, is what it's going for.
Yeah.
But you know, when I bought it, it was like $40-$50 anyway. So
Okay.
because I got it on, I got it as a deal, like packed in with my GameCube when I bought it on eBay. Done.
Oh, nice.
So Ocarina of Time, I mean, yeah, it's a lot of people's favorite Zelda. And
I think it's the most popular.
probably the most favorite.
I think it is the most popular and probably the most favorite. I don't necessarily get that, but it is a very good game. It's just not a perfect game. Along with like Final Fantasy VII and every other game people claim to be a perfect game, it's not perfect.
7 is far from perfect. 6
Oh,
is
hell yeah.
Yeah, see, I gotta play it.
6 I would call a perfect game. You're right. And Link to the Past I would call a perfect game. I honestly would, because while it's not long or anything, it's entertaining the entire way through.
It is.
All right.
So.
And it's never hard to figure out what you got to do next.
Yep, totally.
All right. Unlike Ocarina of Time, which the Tower of Water is a turd.
Yeah, no, it really
that
is.
one down.
And the Ganon fight's kind of boring in that game too.
Yeah, I remember playing through that.
So at what point did Ganon become Ganondorf?
I don't know. That game,
Ocarina
I don't
of
know
Time.
It was Ocarina?
Yeah, Ocarina.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't get it. I don't understand.
I
that.
don't either.
He just doesn't sound as badass. when you
No,
have
he
the
sounds like
dwarf on
fucking,
there.
yeah, you put Dwarf, he sounds like Ganon Dork.
Yeah.
Hey guys, it's Ganon Dork.
I don't understand that either. It is
That was
weird.
really bizarre. It's,
I mean,
Japanese people.
He can turn into a big badass, but first, I'm Ganondorf guy.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
Pretty lady. What?
This Majora's next?
It is next. So Majora's
Came out
Mask.
like several months later.
I'll tell you what. Was it several? No, it was like 2 years later, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah. I think
maybe,
Zelda,
you're right.
Ocarina of Time came out in 98, I think.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
right.
Yeah, they were 2 years apart. And that hit me in a very funky part of time in my life where we call it, I didn't play a lot of games. And I remember, I was like, oh, that looks pretty cool. And then I remember seeing like about all these mini quests and stuff. I was like,
Yeah.
And when I bought, the first time I played Majora's Mask, period, was like 2003 or something when I finally got my GameCube. And I got the game we were talking about, the collector's edition that had it on it. And I played it for no more than a half hour, or an hour maybe. And I was like, why the fuck am I this little Deku kid? And I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Deku. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I finally get into the town. I was like, oh, God, no. I'm not going to go around and talk to all these fucking people. This town is massive. I'm not doing it. And I dropped it. And I picked it up several times, and I really never got any further than that. I had to capture some footage for, I guess I did that game quickie. I had to play a little bit of it. And I was like, I really need to come back to this game someday. And the perfect excuse for that was the 3DS version of Majora's Mask, which I've been playing through now, and I'm in like Goron Village or something like that.
Oh, okay, cool.
And it's really fucking hard. Like, not only does it have all of the, wow, it's really hard to find shit like normal Zelda stuff, it's also got that time mechanic, which is like, you have 3 days to do everything, otherwise you're gonna fucking run out of time, moon
And that
crashes
3 days
into Earth.
goes by very
3 days goes by real quick. Even if you play the like slow down time tune, I don't think it really helps that much. I didn't notice much of a difference. And when you some things you have to take into consideration. When you go back in time, some of the shit that you have stays with you. Some of it doesn't, and the events that you've done don't necessarily stick. So you've got to do it over and over again. No. It's really weird.
That's funny. I did that informal poll at work today, and the guy that, like, one of the guys that said Majora's Mask was his favorite was then talking about exactly that with somebody at work, and he's like, yeah, you'll go back and the things that you've done have been undone, and
yeah. It's weird, and it kind of, it really does hinder your progress, kind of like, like normal Zelda stuff, like just trying to figure it out, but then, like, okay, now I figured it out, but now you have to know when to do what and where to go, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, Johnny Ketchum, it seems like you know, one of the early on ones, there's like a little Deku man in the town, like over by the tower where you first come in, and he sells you a deed, which you're supposed to, I guess I didn't know until later on, you're supposed to take to another Deku guy in the swamp where the witch is or whatever.
Yeah.
I tried to go to that, and I guess I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and when I went and talked to the second guy, apparently I didn't have the deed or some shit, or I didn't do it in time, and it showed that I failed it. And I tried to do it again, like I went back in time, and I got the deed again. When I went and talked to that same Deku guy, it didn't fucking count. Yeah. I think it's like you can permanently fail.
Yeah, you can.
Which kind of made me feel shitty. And I remember it reminded me, I think I was listening to Destructoid's podcast, Retro Force Go. And I think they were talking about that one and just how they felt kind of like, oh man, with all those fucking side quests and stuff, like, I think it changes the ending or something like that. And then something about collecting the little fairy guys. Oh, that's fucked up.
It's basically, like if you fail, like, I think it's like 2 or 3 because there's like 2 or 3 events. No, there's probably more than that. But there's a few events that happen that if you fail a certain amount, like you'll get the bad ending. And pretty much I'm not going to spoil that. Actually.
Okay, please don't because
I
really do.
You're playing it right now.
I have never played it and I want to. So
like I really like it, but the amount of tedium in that game. It's like I mean, I know there's a main like story arc I'm supposed to be following, but I don't know what it is. Like I'm like, oh, this is important. I'm gonna do this, but oh wait, that was just a fucking side quest. Well, no, this is it, right? Fuck, that was a side quest too. What the fuck do I need to do to like progress? Like I don't even know.
No, I get that. As a kid, I honestly felt like that game was side quest the game.
Yeah, it is.
You just do a bunch of side quests and then you have a few dungeons you do.
Yeah.
And that really is kind of the game, but the time mechanic does, it does make it harder. And that's pretty much the heart of the game is the time mechanic. You do learn how to manipulate that time mechanic and knowing like, shit, I'm going to lose this, I'm going to lose that, but I have to, and that becomes the thing. Like that's kind of my motto when playing that game is like, I have to. So I just have to do this over again. That's fine. Like, you kind of have to get accepting of that. Yeah. Where there's a lot of games that really annoy me when it comes to that kind of thing. But for some reason, Majora's Mask never, once I was old enough to really figure it all out, never bothered me. As a kid, I fucking hated it because I had 3 days, and 3 days went in no time. I had 2 hours or something to do something. It's just like, oh, I just wasted all my days. And as an adult, I got a lot I smarter. And,
I got shit to do.
Yeah, and just realized, like, well, you know what? I have to do this later. Fine, fuck it. I got to do it later.
Yeah.
I got to go to work now. So, like...
Responsibilities suck.
Yeah. So, it's a lot of... it's a lot of fun. That's another Zelda game that I would put in my top 5 because the story is interesting and it's dark. It's
I like
hell.
That. Yeah.
Yeah. And
you've met with an unfortunate fate, haven't you, or something like that?
Yeah, and that's like I loved that. I was probably. I know I was a dork and wrote that on multiple pieces of paper and like, I'm leaving this here. Somebody's going to find that. Yeah, exactly.
Someone's going to lose their mind when they see this shit.
Yeah, it's just like, whoa.
What does that mean? Yeah, like I remember like the first time I played through it, and I played through it, oh my god. When I played that bit with the moon, the first time was when I was capturing footage like last year or something like that, year before last. And just the bit with fucking the moon coming down and the music, how it gets all warped and fucked up, and that moon's got this scary ass face and he's coming down, and it's even worse in the 3DS version. And just like the music gets all fucking warped and nasty, and the toll bell. Yeah, the toll bell, like, ding, 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 and it just like gets closer and closer, and the fucking angry moon is gonna crush you. Like when it finally does, it's actually not as scary as you'd think, but it's the implications. Yeah, fucking moon's gonna crash into the earth, and it's fucking angry about it. I don't know.
I recently had a lot of time on my hands, so like I watched a bunch of creepypasta videos on YouTube, and they all use that Warped Zelda tune, and it creeps me the fuck out.
Oh, yeah.
It always does. And just like, even if the creepypasta is like the dumbest thing ever, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, Five Nights at Freddy is haunted. Oh, like that's cool. But that song just always gets me.
Yeah.
That song is creepy as hell.
It's like it's got the happy music of the town and everything, but then it's got that discord with the sound of the
and the sound of doom. The song in reverse and or like the song of time or the song like whatever it is to rewind time like
how is it?
That song's very creepy.
Okay.
All those songs are actually. That game in general is creepy.
Yeah.
I understand the creepypasta been drowned because that shit is creepy as hell.
Dave Banjo?
No, sir.
Has left the podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
All right then.
Sorry.
What?
I got disconnected.
Oh no.
No, you didn't.
Talking about anuses. Go.
Yeah.
I like them.
Anus masks.
Oh, he likes them. Anus mask. Okay, so I did this tweet about Majora's Mask because there's a mask that's a pig head,
Oh,
and,
yeah, I
and when
remember
it spins
that.
around, the backside of it looks just like a butthole.
Dude,
So I
yeah,
tweeted
totally
about
it's
it,
a
and that
big
shit
butthole.
blew up. I was
The anus
like,
blew
Mask
up?
of Sense indeed. I was like, I don't want to try that on because I'm pretty sure I know what it smells like already. It looks like a butthole. It really does.
Yeah. I
But
remember.
anyway,
I saw it.
3D Majora's Mask. Pet it. But did you have anything to say about Majora's Mask, Devo?
Actually, like, I got to, like, I think I got the Deku mask or whatever it is. The first mask after I got it, I just sort of stopped playing it. I think my sword got
that's
stolen
like
or
the first
something.
one. Yep.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I got mad and I just quit.
Yep, that's the very beginning. Yep, I
Yeah.
totally, that's where I stopped too. Yep.
That's absolutely understandable. That's why it is weird that, somebody would say it's their favorite game.
There's a lot of people that say that.
Yeah, I do know, like, a lot of people that would say that. And I don't get it just because, like, yeah, the first time I played it, I stopped right after the first dungeon. Like, because it just was fetch quest, and that's not that fun.
Totally. Which is funny because in Ocarina of Time, there's a full fetch quest related to the mask shop.
Oh, yeah,
And
for sure.
This is basically like a big expansion of that. And I
Yep.
was like, even when I saw that, I mean, I saw the little mask guy that you see in the first game. When I was reading about it in Nintendo Power, I was like, I don't really want to play this because that wasn't the best part of that game. So I don't know why they made a whole game about it. So I just kind of wasn't interested.
Oh, you know what? That just reminded me.
Oh,
of
plus you needed an expansion pack for it, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
you
The
did.
first game that needed an
You did.
expansion pack?
It was one of the first, yeah, for sure. But like, there was this random mashup record called Ocarina of Rhyme.
Oh,
That's
I think I've
really
heard of
cool.
that.
That's
Yeah.
clever.
It's super cool. But it had one of my favorite songs, which I believe was The Mask Shop, and it's like din 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 din, and it's a common song over it, and it's so
nice.
fucking awesome.
Huh, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Yes, y'all, and you don't stop to the beat, y'all, and you don't stop. Yes, y'all, and you don't stop. 1, 2, y'all, and you don't stop.
That or the Clips song that's on there.
Clit song.
Clips.
In my home, sweet home, I keep chrome next to my bones. Alters my walk to limping. Since I love the feel, I guess I'm passionately pimping. It is what it seems, that thing imprinting through the seam of my jeans. By all means, lost it all from life to love. But my faith and my money help me
Clips,
rise.
like Pusha T.
Push it
real good?
Push it real
Push it
good.
real good.
On the clip.
Put it real good.
Yeah. What was the game after Majora's Mask?
The game
Was
after
it-
Majora's Mask was actually on Game Boy Color, and that was Legend of Zelda: Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages. That's where they kind of was like, hey, Pokemon's popular. Let's make two different ones where you got to link them together to pit it.
I did not even know those games existed.
Yeah, they existed, and I was kind of off put by that whole concept. I was like, I see they're trying to get that Pokemon money.
Yep.
I guess you have to link up with someone else in order to get all the shit.
Get the real ending.
Something. The real ending. Fuck that. I mean, I ended up buying them actually a couple years ago with my coworker, Brandon, my coworker, and he said, we would switch them up someday, and I don't know when or how the fuck we're going to do that because I don't even know if we have link cable capabilities between our two old handheld systems, but we need to do that because that sounds awesome. And this is another one that is a favorite of some people's. I think I remember hearing on. I mean, fucking A, I don't even know why I say that because it's just basically pick a Zelda game. It's somebody's favorite.
Yep. Totally.
It's such a highly regarded series, and they're all very good. Like if you look at GameRankings.com or something, I think the lowest ones are going to be in the high 80s. So
Yeah, for sure. No, like each
I
Zelda
really
game
have no experience with those.
Yeah, I have very little experience with
Yeah, I
those
played a
too.
little bit. I have them both on the threes, but I haven't played
Threes.
very much of it.
Yeah.
Me too. See, I don't know what you can do with the threes. Weren't those part of the ambassador? No, you had to buy those.
No, yeah, you.
But what are you going to do with it? Like, you can't link them together on the threes, can you?
I don't believe so.
No, probably not.
Like, which sucks, and which is why, like, I understand, like, there's people who get pissed that Pokemon's not on the threes yet, and it's like, why bother? You go to a retro shop, either ask to borrow one or buy one.
Yeah.
A link cable and
Link to the past.
and Link to the Past.
Link to the Pokemon.
Link to the Pokemon.
Dude, no, I just recently did that because I had 2 copies of Pokemon Blue and I needed to sell one, so it was like, I need to get all my Pokemons on.
So you went to the Poke Center, which doesn't exist in real life. It's in the game.
No.
I thought it existed in real life when I first heard about it. And
Dude, it does.
Swap it.
It does. Go to New York and go to the Nintendo World. It does exist.
Aww.
They have an entire Poke Center, and it is amazing.
Damn it. Okay, here's a side story real quick. Here's a side quest. When I was, I went to New York with my friend Lance from RetroWare, and I was there like in April or May of last year, and he picked me up in New York, but he lives in Connecticut. So when he picked me up there, he's like, "What do you want to do? You want to go check out Nintendo World?" I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do that." So we went there, and long story short, shit was closed.
Oh, that sucks.
Super depressing.
Dude, yeah, the first time I went, it was closed, and I went the next day, and it was open. It's like, the door handles are Pokeballs. Like,
oh, that's awesome. This year, goddammit, I'm going.
Dude, you have to. It's super rad.
Oh, that's tight. Maybe they'll have the gold Mario amiibo. No, they won't.
No.
Anything else you guys want to say about those 2 Game Boy Color games?
Nope.
Let's move on.
Zero experience.
Davo?
No. I played like 30 minutes of each, but
yeah. That's not enough to talk about it.
No.
You haven't met you must have played at least this long to talk about this topic.
Yeah.
Reached it. The GameCube, we got Legend of Zelda, The Wind Waker. Ooh, controversy.
A lot of people really like that one.
Controversy.
Dude, okay.
I know a lot of people didn't like it.
Yep, exactly.
So, here's my Zelda top 5. Zelda, Link to the Past.
Okay.
Wind Waker.
Okay.
Zelda.
Regular S.
Yep. Zelda 2.
That's a regular S.
Yeah, and Majora's Mask at 5.
Okay.
Ocarina's not on there?
So number 2 is Wind Waker.
6 is Ocarina.
Number 2 is Wind Waker. Did I hear that right?
Yep. Cool. Yes. So Wind Waker is like one of my favorite games ever. I fucking love that game, despite the sailing. Like I said, I haven't played it on Wii U, so
that's just time to drink your beers.
Yeah, exactly. Like it was so fucking fun, and I don't know what it was about being like a conductor that I loved so much about that. And you have your grandma. Your grandma's so sweet.
Grammys
is awesome. Your little sister, she's cool. Getting to save her, that's sweet. I'm drunk. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Davo Banjo. I guess for what I'll say about Wind Waker, this also kind of fell into that period of time where I wasn't playing games so much. But I remember the first time I checked it out was at a Best Buy, and by then I had already heard that a lot of people were really pissed off about the new Zelda. And I checked it out, and I was like, "This looks..."
Because it's cel-shaded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I started playing. I was like, "Wow, this is..." I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I would have been like, 22 or something like that when I was playing it in the Best Buy, and I was like, I feel like I'm a little kid. Like, people are walking by and seeing me play a cartoon, and it was a little, I don't know, emasculating or something. And I was like, I don't know, I'm like a grown man basically playing a game. Like, I'm a man. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm the man. I'm the man. I'm the man.
And it kind of looked like a little kid's game, and I had already gone through that with Pokemon because I was like, oh yeah, Pokemon's dope. Oh wait, little kids are watching this as a cartoon shit. They're playing little cards and stuff. I'm a fucking man-child already.
It is very cute.
But the thing is, like, it's a fucking gorgeous game, and the style was awesome. It was different, and people were gonna fucking hate on it because they're like, I want Zelda to be a serious thing, and it still was. It's just that it had like a really awesome aesthetic to it, and I still think it was a really smart idea because when you look at it still on GameCube, it's gonna hold up, and when you look at the HD remake, that shit will hold up forever.
Yeah,
it's fucking gorgeous.
And Andrew, have you played this game?
I've not played Wind Waker. I have played Phantom Hourglass, which was like
Phantom Hourglass is
almost sequel of that.
Yeah, I like that game a lot.
Style.
Phantom Hourglass is one of the 4 Zelda games I've beaten.
Yeah, that's. But okay, so what I was gonna say is, it how do you guys feel like when you guys are sailing and that music kicks in? Like, how do you feel?
I feel annoyed that I
Yeah.
do
Adventure.
that you need to go somewhere, and you can't just go there. You have to actually travel.
That's true. I did get that too, but for the first few
It's like,
times, it was like,
it's like when you switch to Trevor in GTA 5, and he's in a tutu on a mountain way on the other side of the map from where you want to be.
Actually, that's another game I have been playing recently online, and it is fucking horrendous online. Because I'm just being
I heard
killed
the
by
heists
like
are
10
really good.
years old. The heists are fun, but I'm getting killed by 10-year-olds constantly who are like, oh, something
Welcome to any online game now.
I know. I'm just like, oh.
The future of gaming.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, the way that orchestra just, like, comes in during that sailing song, honestly, it makes me want to cry.
Sail away, sail away, sail away.
It's just like that. Beautiful.
Come sail away with me.
Come sail away.
Come sail away. So you got nothing to say about Wind Waker?
I've never played it.
And Dave Banjo.
I'm still playing it, so. But I really like it. I remember I played it like on the GameCube a while back. I can't remember how far I got. I just remember there was a island of fire and an island of ice.
Yeah.
And you had a certain amount of time to do something to get in the island or something.
Or else you go down, down in the burning ring of fire.
I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire.
That you're playing right now.
No, I just finished, before we did the podcast, I just finished getting through the Forbidden Woods.
Oh, okay.
Forbidden.
So you're not there at the moment?
I have 5 hearts now.
Ooh,
nice.
Hit him. All right. So let's move from Wind Waker to Wind Sleeper.
What the hell is Four Swords Adventure?
Hey guys, remember Four Swords Adventure? I mean, that was on GameCube. I also remember playing that at Best Buy.
Is that one of those like not Zelda?
I have it. It's basically. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I think
not really.
I think you guys will know. This one is basically Link to the Past, but with Foy guys.
You say that, but okay. You guys want me to read you the Zelda timeline real
Tell
quick?
me what time is it?
There you go.
Okay, hold on. So the beginning of Zelda, the Zelda series begins at Skyward Sword.
Wow.
Right.
Followed by the Minish Cap.
The
next game on the list, Four Swords.
Four Swords.
It makes no
Four
sense.
Swords, man. It doesn't make sense at all. I don't get it. I've played very little of that game, and I do not understand how it made that timeline.
I don't know.
I mean, okay, so are you referencing that from the Hyrulean
From the Zelda,
book?
yeah, the Hyrulean book.
What's it called? Hyrule?
The Hyrule Encyclopedia.
Yeah, I have that book. It's gorgeous. I was going to try to read through it before I got on the podcast, and then I got a few pages, and then I was like, oh, it's time to wipe. And then I couldn't read anymore. But anyway.
Yeah.
I was pooping, is what I'm getting at.
I don't know anything about that game. Like, I'm looking at this list of Zelda games, and I've never heard of it.
So I guess there was like some kind of compatibility between the Game Boy Advance and the GameCube where you could hook up and play with 4 players.
It's like Pac-Man Versus. It's
fucking dope. I mean, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Oh, Pac-Man Versus.
But you'll never find anybody that will want to do that with you. It's like, I remember I really wanted to buy it. I was like, nah, ain't nobody going to play with it.
I literally had one friend who had both Four Swords and Pac-Man Versus and was like, let's play on a Game Boy Advance.
That's so sweet. I didn't know Pac-Man Versus was like, it started there because it's such a great arcade game now.
Right. Yeah, it's
the best thing to do. One up.
Oh, it's so good.
GameCube
it is.
Game. That's how I remember it. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so. Yeah, I don't have much experience with it. Besides
It's basically
just
Link to the
fucking
Past,
around.
right?
It is. Yeah, it is.
Uh.
There's like a few random because you basically go on a mission with 3 other Links.
It's just so weird. I don't even understand.
It is weird, but there is a story there. I couldn't tell you the story at all, though.
Yeah.
Every time I played it, I was really wasted.
Said a wasted Johnny Ketchum.
Yes, exactly.
So next one is
Minish Cap.
Twilight Princess.
No, it's Minish Cap.
Twilight Princess came on GameCube.
No, it's
came on
Minish
Wii.
Cap.
Minish Cap, dude. How could you just skip it?
Next one is
Minish Cap is actually one that a lot of people would call.
How did I fuck that up? We're on the same timeline. Hey, the next one is Minish Cap. A lot of people say it's their favorite. This show?
I've heard that. I've never played it.
It's a Capcom game.
I had never heard. Yeah, it is. I had never heard that until Eric told me.
There was a guy at my work who was
mind.
like, "This is the best Zelda." I was
Yeah,
like, all right.
There's a few people that would say that.
That blows my
Not
mind.
uncommon.
It's a weird one.
It is a weird one. It's
Never
a
played
really
it.
weird one. I do like it. It's just the one Zelda that just is like, really? That's your favorite? I guess I have to be really, if somebody told me 4 Swords were their favorite, I'd be like, no. Fuck.
What if
But-
someone said it was a CDI game?
Link's
Faces of
crossbow
Evil or
training.
whatever.
If they said it was a CDI game, I would just walk away. I wouldn't give them a
I would
response.
punch him in the face.
Yeah.
I don't do that, so I just walk away. Just be like, all right, I'm done with you.
But I wouldn't really either.
So bad. Wow. I don't even know how those got made. I mean, I know how they got made, but I can't believe they got made.
I can't believe it either. It's a travesty.
So what do you got to say about Minish Cap?
I've never played it. I
Okay.
actually just know that people like it.
Davo,
Some people like it.
Diminish Cap?
I know it's really expensive.
Is it
Johnny,
really?
Diminish Cap?
The Minish Cap is really strange because it is very Capcom-esque.
Yeah.
It
So
very
you
much
can-
so is a Capcom game, and the enemies are weird. Moblins are weird because at that point in time they weren't supposed to exist, but they're there.
Flash Moblin.
But, yeah, Flash Moblin. But it is fun. It's a lot of fun. It's just strange.
Yeah.
And I don't have much to say about it, but I like it. I like it enough. It's crazy that people would say it's their favorite.
Yeah.
Now
His
Twilight
head is a
Princess.
bird.
Okay, I'm sorry. Now Twilight Princess. So it came out first on GameCube, and I remember hearing about it, and
No,
it was like,
it's not true. It came out on the Wii first.
did it?
Yeah, it did.
Son of
It
a
did.
bitch.
It was a launch title
It
for
was-
the Wii.
I remember that. Well, it was a launch title for the Wii, but
And
I
it came out on
remember
the GameCube
Yeah.
like a month later.
it was like
Yeah.
it was like years people were talking about this game, and it was going to be this new dark fucking Zelda, and I was like, oh my god, this looks amazing, and
Yeah.
some shit about a wolf, and I didn't know what was going on. But I totally had forgotten. But that's right. It was like a month later it came out on the GameCube. That's so nuts. That
It was
fucking
originally
whole
supposed to be a
reverse.
GameCube title.
and it was going to be
Yeah.
way the fuck earlier.
Yeah.
And that's the weird thing.
They
that
delayed
ended
it
up-
until because they wanted it to
the
be a Wii
left
launch
side
title.
shit, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't it have something to do with the left hand, right hand stuff too? They had to re-fucking make
Yeah,
it.
they
Yeah.
free.
So in any case, this is a game that I was really excited about because of course it was a launch title for the Wii. How fucking cool was that? That was the game to have, and obviously it came with Wii Sports, so you're already good to go. Basically that and you're done.
You guys have bowling?
But we got fucking. I mean, that's basically. I will tell you this. Last weekend, me and my girlfriend it was basically our St. Patrick's Day celebration because that was on
You played
Tuesday.
Wii bowling.
Mm-hmm.
You're cutting to the fucking spoilers. So me and my girlfriend and her friend came over, and I didn't come over. I was already at my house, and they came over, and I was like, "Hey guys, let's play some video games." I was like, "What do you want to play?" Her friend was like, "All I play is Call of Duty and shit." And I was like, "Yeah, but how about good games?" And he's like, "I don't play good games. I only play first-person shooters." We're like, "Is there something we could all play?" And he's like, throw in Wii Sports. I was like, fucking hey, okay, I guess so. It actually was a lot of fun. It's still fucking fun.
Dude, it is still fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so that was the fucking thing that moved Wiis off the shelves. All people that were casual gamers, they know the Wii for bowling. And we played all the games except boxing, and we still had fucking fun. It was great. I was the only one drinking. It was super depressing, but I had some bar bombs and some Guinness and some, St. Patrick's Day stuff.
Nice.
Fucking fun. It was fun.
Dude, yeah, no, it is fun. It's been a while, but Marissa and I used to play a lot of Wii Sports, especially boxing. She's really good at boxing.
See, we really didn't play that much. I remember I played it when I lived at Andrew's house for a very short time.
Was the worst.
I lived at Andrew's house for a very short
year.
Short time. And while we were there, I remember, we played boxing the least, because when you played boxing, you wanted to, punch and stuff. You don't punch. You just flick.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a bad game, but
it didn't work. Right.
Exactly. The best way to play the game was to be like.
Yeah, exactly. That's why
Marissa's
so good at it.
We played tennis a lot.
We played tennis a lot, and the best though was 100 pin bowling, hands down. And we hadn't unlocked that because her friend hadn't seen it. He's like, "Oh, so what do we do next?" I'm like, "Oh my god, we're gonna fucking play 100 pin bowling," and I hadn't unlocked it. I was like, "God damn it!" So we couldn't play that.
I like the little trick you can do where if you get the ball on the rail, and you get it to go all the way down, it sets off a bomb and all the pins fall over.
Yeah, that's so dope.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so we're not talking about that. What we're talking about is fucking whatever.
Twilight Princess.
Twilight Princess. Okay, so what I'll tell you about this game is that I got sick, and there was also a few snow days in there where I played the shit out of this game because it was the launch title for the Wii, and it was great timing that I got sick, and then we had snow. And spoilers, I stopped. But then I remember coming back, a while later and checking out Andrew playing it, and he played it. It was after the game, I think, after you beat the game. There's that tower of 100 different levels or something like that. It's an endurance.
It's not a tower. It's like a dungeon. You go into the ground.
You go down. I thought you went up.
Yeah, you go down.
Okay. It was 100 different levels.
Yeah, I think I made it pretty deep.
Yeah, but you never beat it.
Something or something.
Yeah,
no, I never beat it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a great game. It's just one of those that's a perfect example of Zelda fatigue where I'm loving it. I can't play this anymore. I don't know why.
I get that.
Yep.
I got pretty stuck a couple times in that one. I remember being frustrated, being unable to figure out what to do next a few times. I don't really remember the game that well. I remember really enjoying it, but can't believe it was almost 10 years ago.
Yeah,
it's kind of depressing.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I had every intent of coming back to the game. I've just picked up a different one. But I just never came back to it.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. And it was kind of the thing that oh man, now so much time has gone by, kind of with Link's Awakening, I got to go start over.
Yep.
So I never really got through it, and I really regret it. I'm going to go back to it someday. Hall of Shame.
Yeah. No, same here. I haven't beaten it. I did only play it on the GameCube. I had first seen it on the Wii. It looked fucking awesome, so, I got it on GameCube. Yeah, I was having a ton of fun, and then I just stopped. No real reason behind it.
I know, it's kind of inexplicable.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. It's just one of those games, I guess.
It's not a bad game.
It's not bad at all. It's just exhausting, I guess. I was actually, it was weird. I was living in Canyon City and going to school.
That is weird.
Who lives there?
Yeah.
There's a prison,
right?
And
for what? Who lives there?
Yeah, that is weird.
I was going to school in Pueblo, so I was commuting to Pueblo every day, and that was the first time that I guess life really caught up to me. It was just I don't have time to play this, and I just never finished it. I need to, because I do enjoy it, and I do think it's a great game, and it's
inexplicable.
It's inexplicable, and it's also it's the last left-handed Link game.
If you play it on GameCube.
Yeah, if you play it on GameCube. So I love it for those reasons, but yeah, I need to finish that game.
Yeah, for sure. We all do. We all have to go back after this podcast and just pan it.
Yeah.
So next game in the series was on the DS, and it was The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. This one, okay, I've barely played any of it whatsoever, but I remember hearing a lot about it because I was listening to a lot of video game podcasts at the time, and I guess you played the entire game with a stylus.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You played all the way through it. Andrew is the authority. Yeah. Tell us about it.
I don't remember.
You motherfucker.
I think you could use the stylus, when you threw the boomerang, you could, carve out the path of where you want.
Yeah,
to go.
you draw out the path of where your boomerang's.
But I remember driving the boat around, and I remember doing the boomerang, and that's really it.
When the music got in it,
I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that game either. Like,
it's not memorable at all.
It isn't.
That's
like,
unfortunate.
Unfortunately, it is unfortunate. It's not a bad game.
I remember liking it. It's just not memorable.
Yeah, out of that and what I'm assuming is the next game, which is Spirit Tracks.
Spirit Tracks is the next game. Yeah.
Yep.
It's definitely more memorable than Spirit Tracks. Spirit Tracks is a weird game itself, but Phantom Hourglass was weird, and I guess it did have the weirdness of being the first game to implement the stylus, which it takes a moment to get used to. I think I went through the first dungeon without knowing exactly how to use the stylus and
it's
do everything. Yeah,
like Wind Waker.
So it's cute too. So you're like, I'm playing a baby's game.
This game's for babies.
Yeah, I mean, all I really remember about that game is I remember using the stylus, and I remember I don't remember what purpose it served, but I remember driving the boat around. There was like this other boat you had to like shoot at.
Yeah, you have like little boat battles.
Yeah, and I don't remember anything about the game but beyond that, which is really sad. That's not a good thing. But I mean, I remember liking it. I just don't really remember it.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. That must not be... I mean, if it's not that memorable, it must not have been that good.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Because, I mean, that game was receiving quite a bit of praise when it came out. You know, people were talking about, like, oh, fucking hands-free is fucking stylish.
I remember enjoying playing it.
Yeah.
I really remember... I mean, I finished it, so that says something, but... I just don't really remember it. It's also been, I mean, it's 8 years since that game came out.
Fucking hey, dude. You know, I was trying to remember why we started talking about this topic, and I remember seeing something about like an anniversary of some kind at this time, and I'm not even close. I don't remember why I even fucking picked this topic.
Because Zelda's awesome.
Zelda's awesome, and actually, you know what it is? This year, a new game coming out. We'll talk about that in a minute. So that takes us through the DS games, and now we're on to A Link Between Your Dick.
No, Skyward Sword.
All right, Skyward Sword. Actually, before Skyward Sword, another little-known Zelda game came out that's not on the official lists.
Are you talking about
that game is called 3D Dot Heroes for the PlayStation 3.
Dude, yes.
It's so good.
You're absolutely right.
It doesn't even try to not be Zelda.
It does not. Yeah,
and it's so fucking good. It is so fucking good. It is one of the top 5, since we're doing those. It is one of the top 5 PlayStation 3 games. If you have a PlayStation 3 and you don't have a 3D Dot Heroes in your game collection, you're fucking up. You're fucking up.
Exactly. I fully agree. Like, especially when you get to the point in the game where, like, in Zelda, you'd be like, I have the Master Sword. I'm fucking amazing. But in this game, you have a fucking giant sword that takes up the entire screen.
Shit takes
You're
up
like,
the whole motherfucking screen. Fuck you,
Oh,
screen.
you fucking bunnies. Fuck you.
What you know about Scream? Fuck you. All right, but it's dope. And what's really cool about the game is like it does this weird like 2D 3D transition thing where it's like, oh, the world used to be 2D, but now it's 3D. But it turns it into a 3D world, but it's made out of pixels, which are actually 3D cubes. It constructs your character out of 3D cubes, and it makes it look like pixel art, and it's gorgeous.
You could be a little skeleton guy.
Like the first, I mean, I'm surprised they didn't get sued by fucking Nintendo for copyright infringement because, like, even the first Zelda, like the first dungeon, the first Zelda, wow, the first dungeon is basically the fucking like caterpillar fight from. Yeah, it's like the fucking caterpillar fight from Link to the Past. It's fucking amazing. But anyway, it's a great game. It's a great Zelda game.
Yes, it is. It really is. It should be a Zelda game. That's all there is to it. Yep. It's very much so in love with that old Zelda style. Even I feel like the way you get that, even the way you get your sword at the beginning is like, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this.
Yeah.
Like, it's Zelda.
Yep.
And you can't get around it.
You just gotta.
Amazing. Yep.
So let's talk about actual Zelda. Sorry.
All right.
So The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This one I remember seeing, like, I was like super excited for it. I got the pre-order version. I think is probably where you got the big ass box of Zelda. It came with the action control, whatever the fuck it's called, Super Motion Plus. or some shit.
Yeah,
and
the Wii Motion Plus controller.
Maybe they all came like that, but in any case, it came with the CD, the soundtrack, which is probably what you heard the other day with your son in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And it, I thought it was great. I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm like playing through it and I was enjoying it. And I started reading reviews. I don't know why, but a lot of people were saying like, oh, it's just more of the same. Fuck it. I'm like, but isn't it always the same? Like, what's the problem here?
Yeah,
I don't know, but for some reason, by then I guess
I can't believe that game's as old as it
I
is.
feel like the industry at that point had become fucking persnickety as shit. Like, I just kind of think like people are so up their own ass about shit nowadays. Oh well, it's really not real. It's kind of the same thing. Like, shut the fuck up. It's a video game. I don't know. I kind of get sick of that.
If you don't like
shit.
it, don't buy it.
You're absolutely right.
But they have a point. But at the same time, like, what the fuck did you want? What did you expect? I mean, they kind of say like, I wanted something different. But what did you want? Okay, this is a dumb comparison, but it's really, really dumb. I'm sorry. But I read not too long ago when the new Aphex Twin album Cyro came out. There was a review that I read on Pitchfork about Drux, which came out in 2000. And talk about a persnickety site, first of all. But those motherfuckers were like dogging on it, like, well, we wanted something different. We don't know what we expected, but not this. Like, okay, well, suck my dick. Like,
come on, you cunt! Let's have some Apex acid.
it's still really good,
They're worse.
I don't know.
The new Death Grips just leaked last night. They already reviewed it, and it's the fucking worst. I fucking hate Pitchfork.
My smoke, my music, my boost, my head does my medicated, use my dead with my sports watch, my Mac action, my searching stash, empty streets at night, my bike a fuck, switch to withdraw, eyes condemn, tenement brand disrespect, disturbance.
They didn't like it, or they did like it?
They're just indifferent because they're like, I mean, Death Grips has a lot of issues in itself, and I guess I'm a part of that problem where, like, I'm such a fan that I'm like, it's cool. It's like being in a battered relationship. It's cool, baby. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, it's cool. But
are they? So they're broken up now, right?
They are technically broken up, but more music is to come, as they said, as they leaked their record last night.
So weird.
Yeah. So who the fuck knows? But point is, Pitchfork is very pretentious about their reviews.
That's what a lot of the fucking video game industry seems like to me nowadays.
It really is.
Video games.
It's very, it's I guess being the one person on the podcast who actually writes video game reviews.
Yeah.
Like, it's very strange, and I try to do it in a different way because I don't want to be that predictable, or like, I'm not going to trash on a game that everybody's trashing on because who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
And
hey, I write reviews too, even though it's been 2 years. I'm just taking a little break.
But it's just mind-boggling to me, like, how people treated that game, because like it's not a bad game, and like, if anybody expected more from a Zelda game, they're dumb.
Yeah.
You have to kind of know Nintendo and their MO at this moment that they're not going to do anything different. They're not bold and adventurous. They are your cool, Uncle Nintendo. Like, they're going to do what you like.
It's your cool Uncle Nintendo here.
They're going to do what you like.
Hey, you can have this pack of smokes. I'm your cool Uncle Nintendo.
Thanks, Uncle Nintendo.
They're going to do what you like and what you know. Like, they're not going to venture too far from that. And any time they have, they've been ridiculed for it. So why should they?
Yeah.
Like, it's a double-edged sword. And
hey, Zelda?
Yeah,
Link.
Zelda and 30 Rock. Yeah, there's a 30 Rock episode called Double-Edged Sword. Yeah. It really is that, because you win some, you lose some. You can't win them all. And unfortunately with Skyward Sword, like, my only issue, like I was saying, is it's not made for a left-handed person. The flying is extremely hard for a left-handed person. I don't know if I'm the only person to deal with this, but I do have another left-handed friend who has said the same. So I don't feel like it's just us.
Yeah.
But genuinely, I feel like I'm worse at games because of that.
Wow.
So, like, it's kind of hard for me to talk about games like that, especially when it comes to Wii. Like, I can't really talk about them too much because it plays a lot differently for me.
Yeah,
it's weird when I'm swinging my left hand to fight in No More Heroes and Travis is hitting with his right. It's strange, and it's something you have to adapt to.
Well, here's what you should do, Lefty. Why don't you learn how to do it like the rest of us?
I know, right? I know. Oh, dude, how many times have I heard that? Like,
sorry.
You should get with the program.
No. It's okay. Like,
I'm just kidding.
It is tough. You know, it's hard out here to be a pimp.
It's hard out here. Streets are hard.
You know what I'm saying? You're from Chicago. I'm not from Tulsa. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Chicago. Streets are very hot. Where you from? Where you at? I don't know about that, but Chicago is high. Let me tell you something. No girl with no money education. I'm gonna keep your ass.
Being a lefty is hard.
Yeah, but
no, I never thought about that. I mean, you are 10% of the population, right?
Right. So you know, it's a strange game. I like it a lot. I like a lot of the characters. It's just
there's
hard.
a bird.
Yeah. I like, you know, like I was telling Davo, I like flying. It's just hard. And that's the only thing, like, where, you know, people had their issues with Wind Waker and sailing. I have my issues with flying. And it's just because I can't control, like, so when I get into an air battle, I'm like, oh, shit. Like, I'm not prepared for this. I gotta switch hands. Like, I gotta move the Wiimote into my right hand and use the joystick with my left. And that's weird because I've never done that.
Johnny, or Davo Banjo, you have any Skyward Sword thoughts?
When I first got it, that's like the first Zelda game I had finished in a long, long time.
Oh, wow. You're like the only one of us, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it all the way through. I really liked it.
Nice.
Yeah, you were saying that, and I understand really liking it because it is a lot of fun, and the music is great. The orchestrated music has only gotten better, and that fucking soundtrack that comes with that game is amazing. I would have loved to see that shit live, and it happened at Red Rocks, and we all missed it because we're dumb.
Damn it, we're dumb.
But it's rad, and I get that.
Do you guys have any more thoughts on Zelda in general? We'll start with Andrew.
The Zelda games are good.
We should have just done that instead of this whole fucking 2-hour, 3-hour podcast.
We should have just said it's good.
Zelda games is good games.
It's so good.
Davo Banjo, Zelda.
It's so good.
It's so good. Johnny Ketchum,
It's probably, besides Castlevania, it's probably my favorite series.
Yeah.
Number 2 favorite, eh?
Nice.
Yeah, depends on my mood. Sometimes I like Castlevania more, sometimes I like Zelda more.
Okay, alright.
And then Metroid is always third.
Oh, you fucker. Alright.
What about the Mega Mans?
Mega Man. Mega Man.
Yeah.
It's raining Mega Man.
It's raining Mega Man. Hallelujah, it's raining Mega Man. Amen.
What makes a man?
What?
Yeah.
Davo, did you have more thoughts?
Yeah.
Or?
Oh, no.
Okay, cool.
I was in Skyward Sword. I was always amazed how accurate the motion control was.
Because you got that plus motion, eh?
Yeah. And it's like, whenever I'd move my hand, he'd move his hand.
Did you make him jag off? I know I did.
Yeah, I did. That's what I was getting ready to say. I'd make him jerk off real fast.
He's like, this game is fun. Wank, wank, wank. It's like sarcastic gesture.
I couldn't do that.
I'm so
It
good
did
at this
not
game.
work
I've had a
as
lot
well.
of practice. Anyway, yeah.
I remember I used to do that with the Wii sports characters. I'd be like, make him jag off. With the G, jag off. You fucking jag off. Couldn't even back off. They jagged off. You fucking jag off.
Or like, have you played WarioWare Smooth Moves?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so like, you know the explanations for the game, and it's just like, put your hand around the shaft.
It's so good.
It's so
like that guy's
serious and
voice.
sensual.
Oh my god, it's so good. It's like,
super
put
good.
your hand around it as if you would an umbrella while it's raining crabs on a Tuesday eve. Like, he thinks really weird random shit, you know? I don't know. I just made that up.
No, you're right. It's super random. It is something crazy like that.
It reminded me so much of Katamari.
Yeah.
You know, like the weird shit in Katamari. Like, you fucked up or something, and he's, the king just says, like, what is this? Something for a documentary? Like, you're doing this shit on purpose? It's so good.
I think Smooth Moves is pretty rare. I think it's hard
Is it
to
really?
find, yeah.
Oh, shit, thank God I have that, and I just took one earlier. Smooth Move. X-Lax. Smooth Move, Snorlax.
Yeah.
That's a Pokemon. All right, we'll have a Pokemon sometime. In the meantime, does anyone else have a thing to say about it?
About Zelda.
I can't even say it. Does anyone else have a thing to say about it?
No. I mean,
here's what I'll say about
$80 on Amazon.
Wow, $80. Here's what I'll say about Zelda. Done. No, nice. I really like Zelda. It's a great series. You could pretty much do no wrong in the series except for those dumbass Philips CDI games or whatever. Yeah. And I feel bad that I haven't beaten more games and given more of them more of a chance than I have already. It's a great game. It's a great series. It's a good.
It's a good.
Actually, it's really funny that you said that because Andrew said on the last episode, he said it's a good. Or is that one the last one or the one before that? And I thought it was hilarious, and I was gonna. I don't know if I had said it. Where'd you get that from? Did you come up with that on your own? In any case, like I know I had said that recently, and then I started watching some of the recent Game Chasers videos, and fucking Billy says it all the time. He's like, he just like looks at the camera and it pauses. He's like, it's a good.
I feel like
we
that's
can't have
something
nothing.
I say fairly often. Marissa and I just kind of say stupid shit like that, broken sentences
like
that are just really, that are just really fucked up. And it's like, I do this.
I do this.
I do this.
Put that on the thing, but I found out that was a movie from a long time ago. There's a collective conscience out there, but I'm not going to talk about that anymore. Let's move on to question time. Question time. It's not a rhyme. It's question time. All right. So we got Steve Ader. I might be saying that wrong. Eidher. Stephen Ader. He said, if you could design one new item for Zelda game, what would it be? What does it do? How does it work against a Bouse?
What do it?
Oh, shit.
What do it does?
How does it work against the Bouse?
So that's a really good question. I'm trying to think. Does whoever comes up with the answer first, just go.
A machine gun.
Machine gun. How does it work? What is it?
It shoots bullets.
How does it work against the Bouse?
You shoot the Bouse in the head.
All right.
It's your gun, boom.
Cool. You nailed it. So what else, guys?
I like something similar to like the Pegasus boots, but what if Link with the Pegasus boots maybe did like a drill type move toward an enemy?
Like Dalton?
Yeah, like a Yoga Flame or something.
Yoga Flame! Yoga Fire!
Yeah, like I think something like that would be pretty rad. I don't know. I mean, pretty much everything that you can think of has been done. Magnetic boots.
Yeah.
Ooh, I know what it would be. It would be a leather cuff that he wears that has metal studs on it, and it makes him a total douche.
How does it work against a Bouse?
I don't know.
Shopping hot topic.
The boss would be distracted.
The boss just gets severely off put and walks off the stage.
Probably listens to Fall Out Boy.
So, I guess mine would be. I was actually. It's funny that Dave O'Banjo or Johnny Ketchum said what he said because I was thinking like it'd be really cool if he had a special ability that he could jump at will instead of just like fucking running off an edge and maybe jumping accurately or not.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But you could use it as kind of like a Mario ground pound kind of thing against bosses. Like you could use some kind of move, like maybe use like the big sledgehammer thing that knocks people on their backs, and then you would do like a jumping stomp thing.
So what you're saying is you want to go down, down, baby, sugar.
What?
It's a Fall Out Boy song.
I'm still laughing about the Fall Out Boy joke.
Down in the river, go down.
Going down, turning around, and sugar will going down swinging. I'll be your number one with a bullet. A loaded gun, come, let's start getting bullet.
Fall Out Boy. I don't know. I worked in retail for like
you would hear that shit.
My
I don't really know them that much.
I don't either.
Probably for the Fallout.
It's not
You
worth
wanna-
knowing.
Makes me want to play Fallout.
Fallout. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. We're
just
going
pop
down,
in some
down,
Fallout
put it. All right, I guess I know what
I
you're
can sing another one, too, yeah.
What?
Where is your boy tonight? I know he is a gentleman.
I don't know.
Oh, it's
yeah.
awful. It's called Grand Theft Autumn.
Autumn. That does sound terrible. I don't want to
It
put
is
it.
terrible. Don't put it. Don't put it at all.
I just did, though, in the podcast. You guys, anytime you guys realize, anytime you guys say a song, I got to
What's that new song of theirs that is super popular?
I think it's
Dude, I know what you're talking about.
In a dance hall days, we were cool on craze. When you, and everyone we knew could believe, do, and sharing what was true. I said,
I just wanted to dance all days.
or like, you know, what song I can't escape at the moment is that fucking Bruno Mars song.
Yeah? Treasure.
Uptown
Treasure.
Funk You Up?
Treasure.
Oh, Treasure?
Yeah, Treasure.
Oh.
Uptown
good
Funk.
song.
My kids
Yeah,
sing that
Uptown
shit all
Funk.
the time.
Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
Oh,
And it's funny because they don't really get the joke with that song.
yeah, what
Yeah.
it says.
I think it's funny. They just sing it.
Don't believe me, Joe. Watch.
No.
What joke? Like the
They say that?
funk you up as opposed to fuck you up?
Yeah, he says Uptown Funk You Up.
Is that
And
the joke?
Yeah, I mean,
I thought the
Yeah.
joke was where he says, "Don't believe me, just watch."
No, I didn't.
He says
even
it
know
exactly
said
like
that.
Trinidad James.
Gold all in my chain. Gold all in my ring. Gold all in my watch. Don't believe me, just watch. This ain't for no.
Yeah, you're right. He does do
Gold
that.
on my chain.
See, I always thought that it was
Gold
just
on my
like about
Gold on
smoking a
my
lot of
watch.
weed.
Don't believe me, Joe. Watch.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
I just
okay.
didn't realize that was in that song.
Yeah, it's in there.
I didn't either.
Just don't believe me, just watch.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh
That's
man.
Guaranteed
Okay.
where it came from. I saw Bruno Mars with my girlfriend. She's a big fan of pop music.
Did you see him at Red Rocks?
No, I saw him at Fiddler's Green. And he is a really good entertainer. Like, he's very talented.
Yeah, he is.
I actually like some of his music, and when I say some, I mean Treasure. It's a fucking great track. It's fucking funky as shit, and I love it. And he's really funny, and he's a cool. He seems like a cool guy when he came out here. You know, of course, you know, Colorado. He's like, haha, marijuana and stuff. But anyway, he was like, he was really funny. Like, he just came out. He's like, yo, and he just came out here like he's like fucking rapper or something like that. So like he's like, I always wish I could be a rapper, but you know, I know I couldn't do it. But he's like, oh yo, I don't know. He was saying like really fucking ridiculous shit that you would hear a rapper say like in a real, like a rap show, you know. And so like when I saw him saying that, don't believe me, just watch, I was like, oh, that's totally fucking something he wanted to do. So I thought it was
For
funny.
sure.
Yeah.
That is funny.
Moving on to question time. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Bruno Mars. Hey guys, Bruno Mars. The correlation with Zelda. Who knew?
Who knew?
We got Coops here. Coops 36, aka my coworker, Brandon, my coworker. Why is it called The Legend of Link since Zelda is always trying to save Link? So that was his joke about how people always call Link Zelda.
Well, Zelda is a boy.
And oh shit, Zelda's a boy.
And he is amazing.
Played by
He's
Tina Fey.
amazing. Played by Tina Fey. I would really love it to be okay. Zelda Link should be played by Tina Fey before fucking generic man. What's his face? Taintum.
Oh yeah,
Tatum.
Channing Tatum.
Yeah, that's
Taintum.
He's not good. You know what's good about him? He's not good. Actually, what was that movie? This Is the End.
Yeah.
Where he was actually like a sex slave. That was pretty funny.
That was
That's
pretty
about
funny.
the best thing he's ever done. So
21
Actually,
Jump Street's
21
not
Jump Street was funny, but it had
Yeah.
nothing to do with Channing Tatum.
22 Jump Street, not
Haven't
as funny,
I'll
but not that bad.
Is it really that bad? 22 Jump Street. The funniest thing in 21 Jump Street is where, what's his face? Girl named boy?
Jonah Hill?
Jonah Hill. Where
girl named boy.
girl
My
named
name
boy.
is Jonas.
His name is girl named boy. Where he goes to the church and he's like praying and stuff, and he's like, please let us do this thing really well. I pray that we can do this thing well. The end, right? The end instead of so good. Anyway,
that is funny.
So we also have Al Snow Mock M-O-K at WizWar100, who says, which Zelda game type do you prefer, the overhead or the 3D type games? Also, did you find the WizWar100 edition of Zelda? And I have not peeped that out yet, but you should peep that out. Check out WizWar100 stuff. Very good stuff. Peep it. But he said 3D or overhead. And I'm going to have to say, like, present day, I mean, I guess, like, a combination of the two, really great example would be Link Between Worlds. And I'm cool with that. But I'm also fine with the 3D. So I guess nowadays going forward, I kind of expect the 3D ones. So I'm cool with 3D. Andrew?
I'm
fine with either, but like I would prefer the 3D
being,
ones going forward.
You know, Link to the Past, I'd have to say overhead.
You have to get a 3DS and play Link Between Worlds. You want to borrow mine?
Yeah, but I like the 3D ones too, so I don't really feel like I like either one.
I'm going to, next time I come over here, remind me, I'm going to bring you my old 3DS and that game. You need to play it. Will you play it if I let you borrow it?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. All right, David Banjo.
I'm in the same boat. Like I prefer overhead, but I like 3D too.
So would you say then that Link Between Worlds is the ultimate Zelda game?
Ever,
brother.
Brother.
Davo Ketchum.
Davo Ketchum.
Drinking.
That's me. I guess I'm in the same boat as you all, and I can't really decide. I mean, like I said, my favorite game is Link to the Past, so I would say overhead.
Okay.
But my second favorite game is Wind Waker, and
I was gonna say I think like Link to the Past is the best, and it's overhead. But I think on average the 3D ones are better.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that actually, because
they're prettier.
Then the other one I would say would be the side scroller Zelda 2. So out of the top 5, I mean, 3 of my games are 3D. So yeah, I guess I do prefer 3D.
All right. So finally, we have a question from Narc Podcast, NARC Podcast. That's at Narc Podcast.
Dude, they're trying to get us for the weed talk.
Uh-oh. Weed talk?
I don't know.
Why'd you say that?
I don't know.
Oh, you're a narc.
Damn it, I'm a narc.
Don't talk about weed. All right. What different genre of gameplay would you like to see in the new Zelda? RPG, hybrid, RTS, puzzle, shooter, i.e. Dino Riki, etc. So what new... I would like to see RPG. I'd be down with RPG. Hey, you have to pick one. Don't shake your head.
None of the above.
You have to pick one. I would say RPG. Of those, RPG.
Of those, I would say RPG. I wouldn't mind an RPG Zelda.
I'd say shooter because...
That's terrible choice.
But that happened.
It did. It was called crossbow training.
And it was awful.
But I mean, just like having a 3D game with an over-the-shoulder view where you have to aim, that's almost... I mean, like Twilight Princess already had shooter elements in it.
Yeah.
With the bow and arrow.
Does anybody real have an opinion?
What were the choices again?
Okay, so the choices are RPG, hybrid, RTS, puzzle, shooter, or whatever the fuck Andrew just said.
What's hybrid?
I don't know what a hybrid is.
Yeah,
I guess I would assume like a
game
Zelda,
RPG.
like a Zelda 2.
Yeah, that's what I would presume too.
I mean, that's what I would really like, but I assume that like RPG is the most close to a Zelda 2, so I would say RPG.
Yeah.
I'd pick RPG as well, I guess. I feel like Zelda games should be Zelda games.
I mean, an over-the-shoulder could be all right. I mean, if we're thinking like a Resident Evil 4 Zelda, it'd be so weird.
So what, is Hyrule Warriors over the shoulder?
I don't think so, is it?
I guess you can. It's third person, right? It's third person.
Yeah, it's like third person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Really?
Yeah, RPG.
RPG, Davo.
RPG.
Okay. So RPG wins, Andrew. You lost. It's decided. I'm gonna hashtag fucking Miyamoto in this, and he'll be like, "All right, next one's RPG. I guess I have to. Let's get podcast. Dot who gives a fuck? Trying to do something. So.
Dot who gives.
Here, I got a question too.
Wait, what's your question?
It's from Rip.
Oh, Rip. I didn't get that one.
It says, what game franchises deserve the gold cartridge treatment?
Ooh.
I.e. The Legend of Zelda and Zelda 2.
Only the Zelda games.
Well, I mean, that's their traditional thing, but he's talking about something other than Zelda this show.
Right,
Dude,
yeah.
I would
what other series should have gotten
That's what I'm
gold
saying.
cartridges?
Only Zelda should get the gold cartridges.
But he's saying other than Zelda.
I'm saying none.
Okay.
Just like there shouldn't be another
Andrew
genre.
says none, and I think I heard some intrigue on the part of Johnny Catch Them.
Oh yeah, I would say if there was ever if they ever decided to do Castlevania right again, I would say Castlevania could deserve that.
They would be gold. They would be silver.
I know,
Oh,
but
it would be, huh? That makes perfect sense.
That'd be kind of cool.
yeah.
Or
red.
wood.
Or wood.
Like
Dude,
wood for a steak.
A wood game cartridge would be pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah, but it would also be ruined in a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, the termites ate my video game.
Oh man, my Nintendo caught fire.
Oh man, my Nintendo's leaking sap.
Well, you remember when they had the special edition Punch Out in Japan?
Yeah, the gold one.
It was gold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what series is so golden that it deserves that treatment? Is the question.
ActRaiser.
No.
ActRaiser.
I mean, an actual series that exists present day. I mean, I know there were 2 of them, but fucking A.
I think the Castlevania should have 1, 2, and 3. Maybe.
I agree. I agree with that.
Or do it
SimCity.
Or if they did a new Castlevania that was either in the style.
Or just do the classic originals, Metroid and Kid
Got
Icarus.
it.
Yeah. If they did a classics.
Kid Icarus.
Kid Icarus.
Here's what I think.
What's that?
Zelda.
Zelda. I
And
mean,
if
really, it's the only game that could.
I also think Metroid.
I think it's more special.
I would
If it's
actually
just Zelda,
I would actually kind of like a special color Metal Gear 5.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. If
or a
they had,
siphon filter.
Yeah, or a siphon filter to bring it back.
I think Metal Gear cartridges. Well, had they been on cartridges, should have been made of cardboard.
It's
totally, right? The boxes that should have been at least made of cardboard.
What a dick.
That would have been awesome.
It should be.
I haven't played a Metal Gear game since 2.
What the shit?
Damn.
Yeah, I haven't played that many either.
Oh, for sure. Every one of them.
Really? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I have the
played
HD
every one of
collection
them,
on
too.
360.
What?
So I have the HD collection on 360.
That's tight.
I want to get that.
You should.
You should.
That doesn't have 1 in it, though, does it?
Well, it's got the
2, 3.
Snakes?
I don't know.
It only has
Snakes
2,
fighting.
3, and 4, right?
Think so.
Does it have 4?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't
Well,
it?
it's 3.
No.
3 has the original MSX versions of Metal
Yeah,
Gear
it has
Solid 1
Metal
and 2.
Gear and Metal Gear 2.
And those are
the
pretty tight.
MSX games.
No, I gotta get that.
Those are really good.
I gotta
Yeah,
get
they
that
are.
shit. I thought I had that. I don't. Well, with that, Zelda. That had a lot to do with Zelda. Any final thoughts on Zelda?
It's so good.
So good.
It's so good.
So good.
It's amazing. I mean,
It's amazing.
You can't deny it.
You can't deny it. You just gotta try it. Why don't
You
you
just
go
gotta
out
watch
and
out
buy
for
it?
Zelda fatigue.
Yeah.
Zelda fatigue. Overcome your Zelda fatigue. Go out there, chug some fucking
Monster.
Lon
whatever.
Ranch milk or some shit, and just get over your fatigue and just put it.
Get your milkman every morning.
Just put it in
And-
Zelda.
I wish the milkman would
Deliver my milk in the morning.
Ah, so good. That's how we should end.
Yeah.
All right, this has been Eric with a podcast about Zelda and everybody else on the podcast. Andrew, you want it? He's on the podcast. Hey, Dave, are you on the
About
podcast?
About
Bye-bye.
Zelda.
He's on it, and then goodbye, and then Dave O'Banjo and Johnny Ketchum on the podcast.
Bye-bye. Is a boy.
And goodbye.
I guess.
What's that? It's a boy?
I guess.
Link is a boy.
Link is a boy.
Link's a boy? The end.
I guess so.
We didn't even talk about the new Zelda coming out.
God damn it, the new Zelda's coming out, alright?
What is the
I don't
new
know anything
Zelda?
about it.
I don't know anything about it.
Nobody knows. Nobody
It's
knows.
called The
anything
Legend
about
of Zelda 2015.
Yeah, it's like it's open world.
And Zelda's going to be the hero this time.
No, she's not.
That's what everybody keeps saying.
Should be because
That's what everybody keeps
Link
saying.
looks too much like a girl.
Then it'll be the Legend of Link.
That's what everybody keeps saying because that is the
Zelda is going to
climate of the year, which is more females, and I understand that.
We also
It's just
didn't
not
talk about
going
how
to
Robin
happen.
Williams named his daughter Zelda.
We didn't
Ooh,
talk
yeah.
about the hey. Here's an interesting fact in the middle of the podcast, not at the end. Zelda was the name of a famous author's wife.
Yeah.
Her name was Zelda something or other, and
Zelda
Robin Williams named his daughter Zelda.
But Robin Williams named his daughter Zelda after the game.
Yep.
Yeah, after the game, you know.
Yeah.
That's before his pet. Okay, so a famous author's wife's name was Zelda, and that's what they named the game after. And then afterwards, Robin Williams loved Zelda, and so he named his daughter Zelda.
It's the guy who wrote Great Gatsby. His wife is named.
Oh yeah, is that the guy?
Okay.
I saw the name and I was like, I don't know who that is. Why are they telling me that?
Yeah.
What makes that Gatsby so great?
What makes him so great
Money.
anyway?
Because old spores.
That's the moral of the story.
He
got a big
hangs out
dick.
with Tobey Maguire. He is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, that's all he needs right there.
Yeah.
And then you just gotta put it.
Inception.
Inception.
Bringing it back.
Put it in the inside.
Dream.
What?
Dream.
Put it in the back.
Put it. All right, guys.
in your butt.
Thank you so much for podcast. Put in the butt. Okay, let's end with that. What in the butt once again. All right, this is Eric and Andrew and Davo and Johnny and all of us saying pit it.
What in the
Goodbye.
What in the butt. Dangerous to go along. Why don't you take this put it with you?
Yeah. Why waste your time? You know there ain't gonna be mine.
What?
You know that dance song?
No, you're gonna be mine.
Come on, I already fucking did that.
Well, maybe you may have. It doesn't mean
you got to do it to start, but then you got to do it once you do it.
you understand how Hangout on Air works, right?
No.
You're broadcasting to certain sets of people. They
Yeah,
can
but I already
see
invited.
it. Well, that doesn't mean it just invite them again.
Do it twice.
You can go invitate as many times as you want.
That's awesome.
Invitate. We aren't even drinking beers yet.
Wait, when the red light's on, we're not muted?
When it's on, you're not muted. When it's blinking, you're muted.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of a Google thing. All right, so this is for two people. That's right, kissy face for two people sitting uncomfortably close, ass to ass, dust to dust.
Oh, ass to ass.
Ass to ass. Ass to ass. How do we sound?
You sound like ass.
Oh, perfect. Exactly what I wanted.
Hello.
I'm sorry about the turd delay, guys. It's Andrew's fault.
No, yeah, it's so my fault.
It's totally my fault. As always. As usual. BRB. The LOL.
BRB, bring back beer. That doesn't make sense.
Bring back beers.
It'd be BBB.
So you guys know I'm barely wearing pants.
Nice.
That's why you're ass to ass.
I would like to join this no pants party.
I didn't say I'm not wearing pants. I said I'm barely wearing pants.
They're just
So what do you
undone.
mean, like they're
down
half
the
Exactly.
Okay.
They're on, but they're undone. And
Okay.
there's a decent chance if I stand up, they'll fall off.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Andrew, can you go get me something suddenly? Not because of standing up or anything. You guys just want to start this so I don't waste time?
Yeah. Can we keep it under 2 hours?
Shut up, Davo Banjo Jr. All right.
Hang on, I gotta get to a stopping spot. Hang on.
What?
I'm playing Wind Waker. I gotta save it.
Okay, no, that's fine.
That's okay.
He's like,
Well,
I'm gonna
done.
live cast this
You can
motherfucker.
just hear it.
Don't shake.
Don't shake. Well, it's fucking
Does
A.
it really say that?
It does. Because I think on the sriracha bottle it says to shake it.
Shake it, but don't break it. Take your mama 9 months to make it.
Shake what your mama gave you. She gave me a bill.
A beal.
Yo.
It says shake what your mama gave me, so when she handed me a Coke, I
Are you
was
gonna
like,
make that
thanks.
bill?
Shuck it up.
You didn't make
Surgeon
this.
general warning may result in pregnancy.
Oh God.
Shaking what your mama gave you.
That's the truth.
That's the truth, Jen says. I shook what my mama gave me, and look at this. Now I'm Prego.
Got a baby.
All right, then, shall we?
Let's show.
Yes.
Let's shall. All right.
Did I talk about the...
Oh, shit.
Did I talk about
Hey, Eric, bleep this out. Hey,
But-
Eric, cut it. Sorry, guys, it went long.
No, it's cool.
That's
Long
okay.
But
I'm
I haven't.
sorry I'm so
I'm-
drunk.
No, it's okay. Me too. But I'm, not used to saying that. Sorry, it went long. So it's kind of nice to say that every once in a while. All right.